Microphone on.
Hello, boyos.
Alright, guys. Back again with another live stream. You can see the workspace has been filling up. Got the transport sitting there finally. Garrett's chilling over there in the corner. And, of course, I'm on the other side. What's going on, everyone? Who we got in the chat? Who we got? We got Shannon McFarlane. What's up? Lego Fox Bricks. Brick Studios. Cool Jesus.
Of course, of course. It's not a Rich Boy J stream without Cool Jesus in the house.
True that. True that. What's up, Doc's channel? Apparently it's almost midnight in Italy.
Wow. Hey,
Appreciate that, Paul Vandermoss.
Mambo Italiano.
What's up, Matthew Thompson? Cosmic Brick, well, have a good day at work, my guy.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Sorry.
What's up, Hayden Smith?
Sorry for Nightbot.
What did Matthew Thompson say? Oh, because you put multiple eyes. Oh, I thought okay, I'll have to change that again. Zandy says, hey, Jay and Garrett, so I have a very big and important algebra final tomorrow. Can't stay. Good luck. See you, boyos. Be on that grind studying. All right, man. Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck on your final, man.
Best wishes. Lego Fox Brick says, what's the plan for today? Today we're just trying to build up the interior as much as possible. Got to get these cave walls moving on up like the Jeffersons. You see, I also brought out the resistance transport because we're going to need it to be able to size everything else, make sure it can all fit in. Ben says going to include an Edgar Wright cameo. Well, Garrett has actually already taken that liberty, and we got Edgar Wright right here. It's kind of hard to see him, but I assure you that's him.
I think I don't know. I think I might have a picture on my Instagram of him somewhere.
Of the figure or of the actual dude?
No, of the figure. Okay. I think like one of my first. I did. Yeah,
you did post it.
I posted like 5 pictures of like a bunch of close-ups of people. I think he was in there.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to put out a mini figs of Crait video where we go over all the figures we contributed. And we could even give them, like, if there's someone from the movie, you know, we'll name them. But if it's someone we personally created, we can give them a name, channel our inner Pablo Hidalgo, and then...
He's going to be a member of the Blag family.
Exactly, yeah. I guess, I don't know if Edgar Wright, like, his character is actually in the visual dictionary, but if he's not, we can give him a name. Yes, he could be a member. He can actually be a member of the Blag family.
Timry Blag the First.
Timry's dad.
Broom,
what's up, Jordan Pryor?
Broom Man.
Give him a broom.
Yeah.
Dude, we should totally put Broom Kid in the mock.
We could. Call one Fave Deloney. We were actually talking about that earlier about a Dave Filoni figure in the mock.
Oh yeah, we gotta get a guy. We gotta get a cowboy hat. Lego Fox Brick says, Prox, how large will the first order shuttle be? I think I said on the last stream somewhere between the Tigerium set and the UCS shuttle. It's not going to be huge. It's actually in canon quite a small shuttle. I think it only fits like 3 people. So it's not giant.
That's
by
convenient.
Any means. I know, right? Because it needs to fit in this general area. So it's nice that it's not actually a very large ship. We got apparently... So Jake the Doctor says, how's it going, Jake Paulers? It's Logan Paul here. What's up, Logan? How you doing?
You did not miss anything, Andrew McKinley. We've just started.
Let's get it started. And you know what's really funny? So Garrett and I were talking about The Sims for some reason. And I think in the, like, there was a game called Herbs that was basically like an urban version of The Sims. Mm-hmm. And in that game, I think they have like actual people from the Black Eyed Peas in the game, but they also did like a Simlish version of that song, and that was like the theme song of the game.
Interesting.
RB Custom says, hey Jay, I heard you'll be at Brickworld, and I may go as well. Well, Garrett and I will both be at Brickworld, so if you're going to be there, we can't wait to actually meet you.
We will. This will be the last stream until Brickworld, and then we'll probably be live streaming and stuff. We'll be vlogging and all that good stuff. Looking forward to it.
Heck
That's
yeah.
this weekend.
Rogue Rebel says, are you going to be working on the command center? I don't think I'm actually going to work on the inside of it. I think I still have to add some like chairs and maybe some other small details, but that's going to wait. But for now, I'm going to work on getting these rocks built up, which is kind of what Garrett's doing on the other side. And I don't know if you can see it, but right there in that crack, there's an exposed 1x1 orange on the other side.
Where?
So look, like at the very...
Here?
No, one other direction. You went to...
Oh, there.
Boom. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. So yeah, we're just going to work on really getting these rocks kind of moved up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. What's going on, John Cena? Are you back from Cali, my homie? You almost got 9K subs. I was thinking about it. I think I may do a 9K giveaway. Oh, before you build too much more, I was going to say, make sure for that, the corner of that base plate, basically right here on your side, this needs to come out maybe like 7 or 8 studs, because that's going to be a support that goes all the way up for this plate.
Okay.
So I mean, you can just kind of build that out a little bit more. You left some wiggle room. What's going on, BrickWiz? BrickWiz is also going to be at Brick World.
This is true.
Do you know the BrickWiz? RB says you should do a 9K giveaway where you give all your subs a signed copy of Crait 1-to-1 scale.
Bet.
I don't think we would live long enough to do that, because it's taking us 6 months to about do this. So how long would it take us? Let's say 9,000 times 6 months. Well, yeah, we definitely would not live long enough to do that. Shannon says, when will you need more mods? Huh, good question. Well, the chat hasn't really grown in size by very much, so right now it's not super pressing, but I don't know, maybe moving, if like, because obviously there are many more people who are regulars in the chat now, so I'm thinking, I don't know, whenever I do Vardos or we do streams after Crait, maybe it'd be worth like doing a revamp and adding some more people in, just to give people who have become regulars a chance. Since I know it means a lot to you guys. I have no clue what this looks like, so.
What's in there?
The ATM 6 body, as well as that cup of 2x8.
Oh, the cup. Okay, yeah.
So here you actually get to see. Oh, that's not bad at all. Okay, yeah, so that's.
Have you left yet, BrickWiz?
I think it said leaves Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Look at the loot that I won.
Oh, swag.
Yeah.
That's not half bad at all. Are you driving through the night, BrickWiz? That's always tough. You're leaving tomorrow night late, which sounds intense.
So now at Legoland, they started doing basically like a normal pick-a-brick system, except the cup is $20, and they keep the lids at the register, and you have to bring it to them, and if they can't put the lid on, your cup's too full.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, Lego Ren blows. That sucks.
There goes that Legoland sponsorship. But yeah, no, I was just like, Wow, why are you guys so anal about this?
Dang, so Brickwiesta says drive tomorrow night at midnight, and then Uncle does till 5 in the morning, and then his mom takes over 4 hours, and then he'll do the remaining.
Oh, wow.
Hardcore, but worth it, man.
Alright, so I don't know if you want to grab some of those out of there. Alright, so the ATM-6 is not destroyed.
That's good.
That is a positive.
And it's already conveniently packed for Brickworld.
Exactly.
Do you have the 1x2 just filler?
Yeah, that's brown. We're saying at the convention hotel Wiz. Wizzy F baby.
And that stands for
Wizzy F baby, and the F
Flavor
stands for
Flav.
Flavor Flav.
Lego Fox Brick says, so guys, sorry if y'all can't hear me by the way, I'm trying to read the chat while my phone's plugged over there. I'll come over by the mic. Lego Fox Brick says, so guys, I was wondering whether you could give me some pointers. The foundation of the mountains I'm about to start on my mountain. Also Vardos next. Dang, that's also my next plan.
Wow.
Well, great minds think alike.
True that. True that.
But yeah, pointers for the foundation of the mountain. It's just really, I mean, you kind of see the work we did as pillars. It's just, you want it to be sturdy.
Yeah.
Use what you got. If you have enough 2x6 and 2x4 brick, you know, kind of make pillars that you can space out as much as you can with having the bricks connect them together to form your backbone. And then the front, all you need for the front, man, is just like a bunch of gray slopes, gray reverse slopes.
1x1s and
1x1s, 1x2s. And then if you're doing crate, so you know, some white and red splattering of slopes to throw in there as well. But these slopes, they're super nice. I mean, they build themselves, you know. Like it's hard to not make something that looks really cool with these slopes.
It says, why is there a Han Solo figure on the transporter? Because this is Star Wars, guys.
Why isn't there a Han Solo?
Because he's Han Solo.
He's Han Solo. He's Han Solo.
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 My head's in the clouds. I'm Han Solo. I'm Han Solo.
Ouch.
I'm Han Solo. Solo. I'm so happy. The carbonite is gone.
Wiz says, my mom and uncle are going to be in the city once they drop me off. Me and Crait off on Thursday. So it's sweet you guys will be in the same hotel. Yeah.
We'll be getting it on Friday. At some point. I assume we're going out of
Bush. Have you heard the song by Lil Wayne? It's called Georgia Bush.
Georgia Bush?
Yeah.
I ain't never heard no Georgia Bush.
Forever Lego Studio says, hey Jhae, what is the normal price for a big Pick-a-Brick cup? Gonna be buying a few this weekend. $16 for a big cup. Smaller cup is $9, but the bigger one is greater value, I believe.
Yeah. Now, if you're buying, unless you're just buying, like you wanted to just get a few things, otherwise, definitely just get a big cup.
What's up, Imperial Brick Productions? Oh, also, I got a bag of these. I didn't know if you saw it.
Oh, okay, cool.
What's up, Lego Sith Geek? Got a lot of new faces in the chat today. That brings warm feelings to my heart. Oh, also, I guess there's some trans red in little splatters of it.
Yeah.
Forever Lego says, I think I'm going to pick up some big cups for Hoth. I'm guessing that means you're doing a Hoth mock set.
Yeah,
I mean,
Forever Lego Studios, he's working on a pretty decently sized
I feel like you told me about that and I still haven't checked it out. I need to do that. Jhae, are you going to tile the inside? Nah.
It's rock. It's
should look rough.
Yeah. Give me a brick separator.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
What's up, Stack Studs? Stack Studs is the homie. P.O. Brick says, I've been placing thousands of 1x1 round tiles. I'm guessing he's doing some sort of like pathway design. I don't know. Appreciate that, Stack Studs.
He's stacking some major studs.
Rogue Rebel says, I thought in the movie command room was on the other side of the door. Maybe it's just me. From what I've seen, it's on this side. It's not 100% clear. Either way, it won't keep me up at night.
The caves just need to make logical sense,
Yeah.
really. We never get like a perfect layout of where everything is and what it looks like. So, it is what it is.
JJG says, Jay, have you seen the 1997 Troops Star Wars fan film? It's funny. I have not. Have you seen that, Garrett?
Yes, I have. That's the Cops parody, right?
I have no clue. Did you see that Cops was filming here, apparently, recently?
It's a good location.
What's up, Austin?
Oh, Austin's in the chat.
You want to guess what he commented?
I'm going to think it's 4 letters.
Yep. It's Tishi,
Which
means overcooked.
Disappointed,
disappointed
in the cooking of the duck meat.
That's right.
Tishi.
Appreciate that, Ryla0251. Captain Avenger says, how many base plates long is this mock? It is 9 base plates long, 4 base plates wide. BBP says, yes, something I can watch while I am sorting.
Awesome.
Glad to be at a service.
We did this just for you, man.
So, I don't know if I just showed Garrett that Minbon pit that you're doing. Are you bringing, I guess I commented this on your video. You could have responded. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. But are you going to be bringing your Felucia mock to Brickfiesta? Appreciate that, Forever Lego Studios. The command room is right here. Commander Creed says, I have returned at Garrett's request. Commander Creed is, I guess he finally has a profile pic. He's Lewis from Boogaloo.
That's it, yeah. No, I put 2 and 2 together.
I figured, because he made a comment on something, he was like, yeah, you saw it.
He wanted to be, yeah, he had said that in the stream.
It's nice to have some context. Everything makes sense now.
The carbonite is gone.
We're moving on.
It says, yes, he's bringing Felucia and Minbon.
Oh, sweet.
That's a lot. I
I
guess
don't
you're
think his
driving.
Minbon's going to be huge. I think it's just...
Minbon is more of a vignette, but his Felucia is pretty big.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it says, is that the ridiculously detailed Felucia mock that's been doing rounds on Instagram? Well, it's the only ridiculously detailed Felucia mock that I've seen, so I'm going to say probably. Have you seen another?
I did see another one. They were pretty similar. I think the one that I've been seeing recently on Instagram had like kind of like a more elevated area.
Oh, okay.
Like it was like basically troops walking down this like slope kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I have no clue then.
So I think they have 2 different ones. They do look very similar though. If you haven't seen BBP Studios Felucia yet, you definitely go click his channel and go check it out because it's a pretty fantastic mock.
What's up, Seth? Man, we got all my favorites in today. BBP asks, is that gray ship all Lego? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's one of the resistance transports. Stackstud says Felucia has the worst CGI in the prequels. I'd say Naboo has the worst CGI, that battle.
Yeah, it's like when your battle looks like a Windows screensaver, a Windows 7 screensaver, then, you know, things have kind of... that was Windows XP, that old field.
Austin says, how much money does he have to donate to get a figure in the MOC? I don't know, Garrett. You've known him longer than I have.
He lets me borrow his camera equipment, so I'm gonna...
You gonna give him the homeboy rate?
I'm gonna give him the homeboy rate of $0.
Wow. You're a true pal.
Plus he went to Comic Palooza and stuff, so...
That is true.
You should book a flight to Chicago this weekend, last second.
Bro, that would be fly. That would be pretty fly for a Sky Guy.
Or come to San Antonio. I think you were... I don't remember if... I think he said he was still mulling it over.
Appreciate that, BBP.
For Brickfiesta, Matt's gonna be here. He's gonna experience a true Texan experience.
You know, we're gonna be in San Antonio, so we gotta take him to In-N-Out Burger.
There will be no In-N-Out consuming while Matt is here.
Bro, I had In-N-Out like 3 times when I was at Cali.
I bet. I don't hate on that. I like In-N-Out a lot.
Yeah.
In-N-Out is a solid burger on the cheap. But no, the convention is on the Riverwalk, so we'll be able to walk to the Alamo. Well, it might be pretty hot, but...
I was gonna say, I don't know about that.
We can drive. We can maybe catch an Uber or something, but...
We'll have vehicles there.
Yeah. So I don't know what, like, parking along the Riverwalk's not exactly convenient.
Dalek says, oh, I added both of you boyos into the amusement park. I didn't even know you were doing an amusement park. That's awesome. I can't wait to see it. When are you heading out for Brick World?
You know what? The Dalek Bricks hairpiece, that one that was on like the dog groomer in the series, we should throw that hairpiece onto a...
Oh yeah, we can I have that in my room right now, for sure.
Add to our YouTube cameo figures.
Dalek needs a flesh face though.
Yeah. We don't allow none of them yellow faces in here.
Stanley says, I got the guys in my grade to start calling each other Boyo and then their names. Dude, I'm telling you, it's a Boyo revolution. What did your local post office do? Please don't tell me they messed up the sail barge. Boyolution. There we go. Kylo says, so for fun, I built the TIE Fighter, but turned it into a mech halfway through. I thought, what would the Empire actually use this for? Now it just sits on my desk looking cool. You think we'll ever get a Star Wars movie with, like, Imperial mechs?
No. Mechs are just not very Star Warsy.
Yeah.
Star Wars is like... It's like a mash between low and high tech.
Yeah.
And mechs to me are also that, but like in a more grounded kind of way. Like, when you think of like mechanized warfare, I think of things like Battletech. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's like these old game stuff where it's like the technology and stuff is almost like steampunky or World War II era tanks, but like it's like mechanized kind of walkers and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And they obviously depending on what like fiction or whatever they can change how advanced or whatever.
Gotcha.
But that's kind of how I think of them, which Star Wars is that kind of dirty low tech, but at the same time super high tech. So
right.
But that's just like, I don't know. It's almost too competent for like Star Wars technology. Yeah. Because when I think of like a mechanized Star Wars walker, I think of the big lumbering AT-ATs or the ATSTs.
Right.
Whereas like something like a mech is probably fast and can run around and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Titanfall kind of thing.
Seth says his sail barge is coming in 4 days. He also says it took him 3 days to make the potato salad.
3 days.
I don't know when we will be arriving at Brick World. But it's check into our hotel after 4, so won't be there that early. I think, I don't know, what on Friday, I think it's like the convention floor is open until like, I don't know when, pretty late.
Where are the...
What you looking for?
The dark gray cheese. Oh, there we go. Oh, sorry, Han.
It was bound to happen. I'm guessing you guys are not displaying anything at Brick World. We are. Jhae is bringing the ATM6, and I'm bringing a mystery MOC.
Have you decided on what exactly is going to come with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it all squared away.
All right, SpongeBob. Commander Creed says, "What do you say to your girlfriend when she asks if you want to try a death stick?" Nah, boo.
Nah, boo.
This is why we need Commander Creed.
Nah, boo. I ain't about that life.
Brickwiz says, "Are you guys putting MOCs in carry-on or check?" I carry the legs and head of the ATM6, and I check the body. I don't know what Garrett's plan is going to be.
Well, so I needed to ask you because it seems like when we flew to California last year, it was like you would get, one carry-on and then one checked bag.
Yeah.
So I would probably check like the MOC and stuff I'm bringing.
Gotcha.
So I'm also bringing my camera and stuff, so I'll
Right.
put that in there, and then carry-on will probably be clothes and stuff.
Mhm.
I don't need because we're only gonna be there for
3 days.
yeah, and really not even 3 days. It's like Friday evening and Saturday. We're leaving Sunday, right? So
Yeah. Oh, okay. Lego Foxbrook says, "So I know this is a while off, but I'm sure you've thought about it. How do you plan to do the Convex on Vandor? I'm sure we want to rise." So I'm not doing Vandor. I'm doing Vardos from Battlefront 2.
What's Vandor?
Vandor is the train planet from Solo, a Star Wars story.
Oh, okay.
You don't remember the memorable planet of Vandor, Garrett?
I don't remember what it's called. I remember the planet.
Garrett, can you give us a hint about what you were bringing?
It's from the Solo movie. It's relevant. It's not Kylo Ren.
He's bringing a buildable figure of L3.
We might see something like that there. People seem to like doing those custom buildable figures.
So everyone was asking me about that, and to be 100% clear, the only reason there were so many buildable figure builds at Legoland was because that was a category for the competition.
Oh, really?
That didn't just happen because like a lot of people wanted to make those. The buildable figures are not in. I don't want to give that impression. That's not to say that those builds weren't awesome, but I don't want people to think that, oh, all these people are super into buildable figs.
He's bringing them all. I'm gonna bring a minifig scale Maw from Solo, a Star Wars story. Jay's bringing his Falcon. I've actually completely transformed it into the Solo Falcon. So pretty exciting stuff. Forever Lego Studio says, "Hey Jay and Garrett at Brickworld, do you mind if I get a picture with you guys? And would you mind being in a small clip for my video for Brickworld?" Of course. Dude, we were talking. We were like, we were hoping people would come up and ask to take pictures with us.
Exactly.
Then I can tell my mom, "Hey, I'm famous."
Entered says, "But out of interest, I wonder how a train like that could be mechanized, because it makes little sense, really. I don't see any
Magnets.
Oh, I thought he meant in Lego.
I was thinking in the movie.
Yeah, that might be what he meant. And Star Wars. You know what I could totally see it being? Like, the track is just purely aesthetic. It's really just a ship that flies around.
Yeah. Maybe maybe it was a real train like a long time, like thousands of years ago in the Star Wars universe, back when like, they didn't have like higher technology, but they just kept the track around.
Right, yeah.
By the time they
I imagine
made the
Vandor,
ships.
like, I mean, because someone was mentioning, like, you know, why would the Empire be using a train? And I feel like, you know, it's probably something that's been there for a while, and they were just like, well, it's here, we don't need to spend the extra
Yeah,
money,
exactly.
we don't have to.
I think that's one thing, especially the new movies really show us, is the Empire. I mean, they were pretty like utilitarian.
Right.
They weren't like obviously they didn't have their big gaudy projects like the Death Star and like the Super Star Destroyer and stuff, but everything else like kind of on the outskirts and like unimportant places. Like they weren't afraid to cheap out.
Exactly.
Which, as a cheap person, I can appreciate.
Elite Gladiator says, by the way, where Han and Lando have their first card game is on Vandor too. Yeah. I thought that was weird. The fact that, like, Dryden's yacht was just chilling on Vandor, which I guess it was there because he expected them to have had the shipment by then.
Yeah.
But Lando was also on Vandor.
I don't know, maybe he might travel in the same circles. Like, he had clearly worked for Dryden Voss before, like, they had a line about that, so.
Right, yeah, but he clearly didn't want much else to do with him after that.
I don't know. He heard of that. He heard there was a party in town, so
He swooped in.
He heard big shot gangster throwing together a crew.
putting together a crew. Vandor seems to try to be a pretty legit place.
Yeah, dude, that's anyone who's somebody's got to be on Vandor.
Bro,
It's
clone
like
base on Vandor.
It's like the Los Angeles of the Star Wars universe.
Yeah. Hey, Kira was there as well.
She wanted to be a star. And
What's
it
up,
happened
Brickett,
to her.
please?
Brickett, please.
Choppa chowa.
Chow.
See, Anakin should have gone to Vandor instead of being a Jedi. He should have gone and go get into showbiz.
Obi-Wan, I don't want to be a Jedi. I need to fulfill my dream of being on the stage. And then he breaks out into I like to sing about the moon and the June and the spring. I like to sing.
Oh look, JJG Lego Designs was also on Vandor. See,
Bro, everybody was on Vandor.
everyone who was important was on Vandor.
Enthert says, yeah, every main character in Solo was on Vandor at once. Yeah. You think Luke ever took Leia back to Tatooine? Be like, you know, hey, this is where I grew up.
You gonna meet your extended fam? Oh, I'm so sorry.
What's up, Marty Bricks?
Marty Bricks in the house.
Hey, Marty. Elite Gladiator says, oh my god, when I try typing in Vandor, it gets Vader, it gets auto-corrected to Vandor.
L-O-L.
Marty says, this time I don't have to ditch the stream for my friend. I'm staying this time. Awesome. Seth says my pizza was supposed to be here years ago. Bro, what's up with all these deliveries that are taking forever to get to your house?
Pizza sounds good.
Alright, we'll see you shortly, BBP.
Austin says, still a better story than the prequels. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm going to agree because...
Anything's better than the prequels?
Oh.
Oh, God. Seth,
Not everything.
Seth, I didn't mean it.
Not everything. The
Seth
prequels
says-
are better than the movie Meet the Spartans.
Okay.
That movie sucks.
Okay, I'll give you that. What are the prequels better than?
The prequels are better than... I would say they're overall better than the Transformers movies. I don't think the Transformers movies are very good.
I mean,
I would rather watch the prequels than watch the Transformers movies.
I put Transformers 1 over all the prequels. 2 and 3, I'll throw them in the trash.
I think I would put 3... I would watch 3 before I watched Transformers 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. I like 1.
1's okay, but it's like...
I thought 1 was the least offensive.
It was definitely that.
Rickwood says first Transformers was great. What you mean? So yeah, I thought Transformers 1 was
Transformers 1 was pretty was fine, but I just wouldn't really want to watch it again.
The prequels are better than what else? They're better than Polio.
And it says, okay, but why did it take Luke and Leia so long to reach the rendezvous point on Tatooine after Empire Strikes Back? Did they just not see Lando and Chewbacca until Return of the Jedi? I mean, I don't think that there's that big of a time jump between Empire and Return of the Jedi. I've always kind of interpreted it as like a couple months.
Right, yeah.
Like, Luke rehabilitates for a bit, so he's, you know, out of it for a week. Lando and Chewie, they got to go to Tatooine to set their plan in motion. Lando probably has to embed inside the gang, like, at least a couple months in advance. But it can't be that long because they wouldn't just leave Han there for a whole year.
Yeah.
But Luke had to go off to make a new lightsaber, so, you know, a week.
I don't know how I feel about him going off to make a new lightsaber before he went to go see Yoda again. I guess he figured, like, I'm going to need it to rescue Han.
Yeah, he's going to use it to go slice up some gangsters.
Big shot gangster.
The Hutt's a gangster.
We can't take your highness there. The Hutt's a gangsters. Seth said, better than Polio? My God. I can't believe this mutiny. I mean, it is!
It's better than Polio.
Commander Creed says the prequels are better than Chancellor Palpatine's Clone Wars figure face print.
Well, everything is better than that.
Yeah. Palma Postal says, what are y'all saying about Transformers? That's the best movie series ever. Better than Star Wars.
Do you have those 1x6 yellow bricks somewhere?
Yeah, those are...
I just need, like, one. Take 4 for extra measure.
Some French fries.
Is that
French fries. Austin says, my grandma has polio. She said she'd rather have it than one of the prequels. I guess the prequels are not better than polio.
Man of Steel was the best thing since Star Wars. The prequels are better than all of the DC movies except for Wonder Woman.
I've been Suicide Squad over the prequels.
No, Suicide Squad is awful.
Nah.
That movie is like, if a movie is so bad that I laugh at like a lot of it, then that's like really, really bad.
But Suicide Squad is more enjoyable than the prequels.
I would say the prequels are more enjoyable. All three. I would rather watch
all three prequels over. No, I'm
than
taking
watching Suicide Squad again.
Suicide Squad has.
Suicide Squad was like insulting how bad it was.
The
prequels aren't that bad. Like the prequels insult me in a different way.
Okay.
And there it says favorite lightsaber design. Mine is the wooden one the Wookiee has in the Clone Wars. I loved that one.
Yeah.
That was one thing I'd always wanted to see that we didn't really see in the prequels. Was like we did a few times. Like Mace Windu's lightsaber was very unique and stuff like that. And I kind of wish we saw more of. But
Palpatine's lightsaber was very unique.
His was. He shouldn't have had
He shouldn't have had one.
Shouldn't have had one, but it was unique. I like how Yoda's was looked like a baby Darth Vader lightsaber.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe my favorite might be Return of the Jedi Luke's, like look wise. But like if I wanted to own a lightsaber, like a model of a lightsaber, it's pretty much a tie between Darth Vader's or Anakin's lightsaber.
Return of the Jedi Luke is definitely
But my favorite design, I think, is the Return of the Jedi Luke lightsaber. Batman vs. Superman was bad. It was bad. That movie is worse than the prequels. That movie gave me a headache. That's how bad it was.
They should go back and change Padme's name to Martha.
Anakin and Obi-Wan are fighting on Mustafar. Obi-Wan, he chops off Anakin's legs and arm, and Anakin's there, and Obi-Wan's about to stab him, and he goes, Martha!
He's like, wait, what?
Why did you say that name? Save Martha, she's pregnant. I guess Anakin didn't know she was pregnant. Or he thought she died in pregnancy. Well, okay, that makes sense still.
He knew she was at least hurt by that point. Because she had, I guess, been unconscious. When I was younger, I always got the impression that Padme died because Anakin choked her. Did you feel that way?
That was exactly what I always thought.
Yeah, like I feel like that makes the most sense too. Like,
but no, she died of a broken heart.
Why did you write that in? If that, whatever. That's why the prequels suck.
Padme was like 25, like peak of like health and
Yeah.
and stuff, and she dies like of a broken
And
heart.
but so their justification is, oh, she lost the will to live. Really? You got 2 kids that might need you. That seems like a reason to want to live. Jay, do you know who is the man? Because Yoda might be the man.
Yoda man. Huda man? Yoda man.
Yo soy the man.
Yo soy Spider. Hey, you try
Pushing 2 kids out. Wow.
Fair enough.
She didn't die of birth complications.
It could have even been that. Like, oh, she, like, bled to death or something. I guess that's not suitable for a kid's film. But
No,
neither is seeing
Anakin-
someone burn alive.
The oxygen was strangled out to her brain, so she wasn't going to survive. So she purposefully used like the last of her life force to
Push out the
push out the
babies.
babies and then died.
It was the Force. The Force willed it.
The force made it so.
Jake Johnson says, should I get Kylo's TIE Silencer or the Resistance Bomber? I'm
This is
going
where-
with the Resistance Bomber.
I would say Kylo's tie.
This is where you and I have our
We differ.
Civil War moment.
I love Kylo's tie a lot. I think it's a great set. Get it.
Yeah, they call him Kylo Ren. Enthert says, all I can think of now is Dr. Ball. Ooba.
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 Isita. Orega.
Marty says, I don't think I've heard your guys' opinions on Solo. What did you think of it?
I guess Jhae, you can go first. brief little explanation. Solo.
I say Solo is I'd say it's a solid film.
It's good.
I would call it Solid Film Studios if it was a YouTube channel. I thought it was pretty good. My biggest thing is it's the least repeatable of the prequels, I feel. It's not something that I'm like, oh, I need to see it again because I want to see this thing happen. It was mostly just nice to hear the information. Your Furry says the lighting is terrible, though. Yes! The lighting in Solo is awful.
It is. It's
I remember
very
sitting
dark.
there in the movie and I'm just like, why is everything so dark?
Why
I
does
was like, maybe it's
everything
just
have
me.
to be
Maybe
so
my eyes haven't
dark?
adjusted to the theater yet, but I'm glad other people felt that way as well. Yeah, Solo's fine. It's a competent movie.
Yeah.
It's better than the prequels.
Yeah. I mean, well, that goes without saying. I think we can all like safely assume that every single Disney movie they make is going to be better than the prequels.
Oh, yeah.
Like Solo is my least favorite. Well, no, maybe Rogue One is my least favorite of those Disney movies, but I would still classify it as really good. So,
Right, yeah.
Where are those cheese slopes?
The dark gray?
Yeah,
Right here.
baller status. Because Solo is a bad guy. Well, yeah, sorta. But yeah, I liked Solo. It was good. It was well made.
Commander Creed says it's because the film has underlying dark themes, Jalen. God. That is some George Lucas level subtlety.
But yeah, my overall thing with Solo is like I went out of that being like, oh, that was good, but I could live the rest of my life with never seeing it again. Actually, that's not true.
I was gonna
have
say,
a
I
couple
wouldn't go that far.
I have a couple of Solo mocks I want to make, so I'll watch the movie so I can look at those scenes.
Look at the build of the mocks.
But that is it.
Pompous says, why don't they have a clone army movie? How about clone started Rich Boy Jake and B Rex? Sure. That'll work perfectly. I can't think of any reason why that wouldn't work. Thomas says the prequels are better than episodes 8 and 9.
False.
I'm going to go ahead and unmod you real quick. I guess you mean 7 and 8, yeah. Seth says show off that transport. It's too far for me to reach. and it's too heavy for me to, like...
One-handed.
Exactly. Clone Wars movie would be Tamora Morrison talking to himself. It'd either be Tamora Morrison or older Daniel Logan.
Or they would do the solo route with Darth Maul and just have like Tamora Morrison do like motion capture or face scenes where
that's
his face
so
was
point.
showing.
Like, why? If you're gonna do mocap anyways, it doesn't matter who you get.
Well, not mocap. I mean, like he would be him there. It would be Tamora Morrison, but then they would voice over every single line of dialogue with
okay.
D. Bradley Baker.
Yeah.
From the Clone Wars.
Eurofurry says there's already too much Clone Wars stuff. Why don't more people feel that way? There really is. Clone Wars is way oversaturated. If you just look at the stories that have been told in Star Wars, Clone Wars is way up there.
Yeah, there's like 5 seasons of the Clone Wars stories. I don't think we need any more. But yeah, thank you, Marty. Marty Brick said something very kind. Let me go over it. Marty says, I commented on your update video, but man, I love how the entire MOC is turning out. You guys should be extremely proud. This is truly a beautiful sight to behold.
Oh, thanks, Marty.
Brickwiz with the hot take says, Clone Wars is so overrated, TBH. I don't necessarily disagree, but I do like the Clone Wars.
It's fine. Stack Stud says, Clone Wars gives you a lot of MOC ideas, though. I mean, I guess it's decent for ideas, but it's not... Like, it's just... None of it looks great. So it's hard to, like... It's hard to build a MOC based on something that in itself doesn't look great. Like, it's the same problem with the prequels. Like, if you want to build, you know, some of these planets, it's hard to get a real feel for it because everything is made in a computer. I don't know.
Venom Brick says, whoa, what happened to Crait?
We tore it down and made it gray. Nah, we're just working on the other side of the door. So these are the mountains in the door. This is the inside of the caves.
I prefer Clone Wars MOCs to the sequel MOCs other than your Crait, LOL. Well, thank you. I do feel like there's not as many, like, if you were to do, like, a location, the sequels only don't have a whole lot. I feel like they're, since we went back to kind of the more basic planets of the original trilogy style, it's like, it's harder to be like, I'm going to make, like, a unique MOC. And whereas, like, with the prequels, you can be like, Felucia, which is a planet we see for 5 seconds, you can make a MOC on Felucia and make it look really nice. Like Magneto and all those planets and stuff.
But that's the trade-off when you want your movie to look like a real movie and not a
That's the
video
trade-off.
game.
And so it's like, yeah, so it's like, maybe, I think, in general, the LEGO community would be less willing to do, like, a Jakku MOC over a Felucia MOC or something, because there's only so much you can do with Jakku. It's tan.
I don't know. The thing for me is I like the fact that they're at real locations because it helps me envision being there.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard for me to, like, I don't know, have a good idea for what it would be like to be at Felucia or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks so fake. Why does it look so fake? Well, I know why it looks fake.
It was made in computers.
Thomas says, boycott episode 9 and make movies like Solo. I think movies like Solo are actually fun and answer lots of questions.
But are they questions? Here's my response. Are these questions we need answered? And
Also,
the answer to that is no.
I feel like we got plenty of answers to questions in episode 9 and episode 8 and 7.
We got more answers to questions than those that actually mattered.
Yeah.
The question, like, okay, what's a question that Solo answered?
How did Han Solo get his name?
How did Han Solo get his blaster?
How did Han Solo meet Chewbacca?
How did Han Solo get the Millennium Falcon?
Why is Han Solo a lone
Why does he
wolf?
not trust people?
Yeah.
None of these are important. We didn't need this. We didn't need this.
None of these
extra
add
context.
anything to his character.
Yeah, like we didn't need any of this context to appreciate the original movies, which is what this is like in theory. What it is.
Seth says, answers to what, though, in the new trilogy? It's all new. Well, it builds its own, like... I feel like any good content builds questions that it makes you invested to want to know the answers to. The problem... There's, like, there's, like, very little of this in the prequels, obviously, because you kind of know where everything goes. Which is kind of a reason prequels are hard to make and generally aren't good. There's no suspense.
Ryla0251 says, the Falcon disappointed me. It's clearly not a YT-1300. That freighter has 2 prongs in the front to actually carry freight around. The movie just took that out. Okay, so that's not canon, guys.
Yeah.
The prongs holding cargo, that's just concept art that was never utilized for anything. So, I think people, like, unless we see it in the movie, then it's not real.
Yeah.
It's not part of Star Wars. Even, like, the shows can be overridden at times.
Let's not talk about like, how... Well, never mind. Seth says, I have no desire to learn about them. I enjoy learning more about characters from the already complete saga.
But you said yourself it's already complete. Like, what more is there to really learn about them?
I feel like
their stories are over.
I feel like with that mindset, no new movie will satisfy you.
Yeah.
Which, then, like, there's nothing to argue here. Alright, see ya, Big Marty.
It's just crazy to me, I guess, from kind of how I've grown up and the way I grew up with the prequels, to think how people are, like, now nostalgic about the prequels. Like, that's very, very strange to me.
I feel like we got so many prequel stories. Like, what more is there to tell?
But this is the beauty of the new generation, you know? Now it's like, now we have a new generation of Star Wars movies for people to hate and shit on. We did it earlier with the early 2000s, the prequels.
It's
and now
all
we
full
get
circle.
It's
It's George Lucas's... Yeah, what is it called?
It's like
Ring theory?
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
Ugh. George Lucas planned this all along. Thomas says, Garrett, watch your language. Yeah, this is a Christian... well...
What were you going to say?
Nothing. I was going to say, this is a... This is a... Chris Pratt supporting stream. And Chris Pratt does not like swearing.
I gotcha. Fair enough. Okay.
Alright, what's going on, guys? Ryla says, I don't care if people think the EU is still fun to read and learn about. I think that's fine.
Yeah, no, there's nothing... Those books are still exist. Like, I remember reading, like, a lot of... Like, I loved reading when I was playing Knights of the Old Republic and the Old Republic, the MMO later on, like, reading the wiki about all this other extended universe stuff that I had no idea about, like the Old Republic and stuff.
Right, yeah.
And all that stuff, like, even if it's, like, it's considered legends now, I feel like as long as it's not, like, contradicted or written over, you can pretty much still enjoy those stories.
Right, yeah. Like, I love... Like, Knights of the Republic is probably my favorite Star Wars story ever. And it, you know, isn't canon anymore, but I can still enjoy it. Mm-hmm. I'm not mad that there's new stuff now.
This is a Sith stream.
Forever Lego Studio says, though the prequels do have some really cool Lego sets like the gun show.
My favorite Lego set of all time. Yeah, I mean...
I've made no qualms about the fact that the best thing to come from the prequels are the Lego sets.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Without a doubt in my mind.
Thomas says, anyone who doesn't like 7 or 8 and likes the good old Star Wars gets absolutely killed.
Everyone likes the good old Star Wars movies. Yeah. They were made from 1977 to 1983. Everyone, if you don't like those movies, then I don't know why you would even like Star Wars. I feel like even people that either don't like the prequels or like the prequels, or people that like the new movies or don't like the new movies, would all like the original trilogy.
Yeah. Nah, dude, there's some people whose like favorite movie is Episode 3.
Well,
there's nothing we can do to help them. Seth says, I don't get why it's so bad to not like the sequels and prefer the original 6. I mean, that's...
Like you can absolutely not like them.
Yeah.
I have no problem with you not liking them. It's just, I disagree, and I think that the newer movies are far better, and I'm happy in the direction.
I don't get why it's so bad to have these conversations. Like, we can disagree with each other, guys. It's no big deal. And if you say something I disagree with, I can point out why I think it's wrong. And if I say something you disagree with, you can point out why you think I'm wrong. Thomas says, the prequels are decent. I don't hate on them. And Jhae, my favorite is 3. Such a well-made movie.
You know what my favorite scene from that movie is?
What?
You want to guess?
Your favorite scene from 3?
From Star Wars Episode 3. It showcases some really expert camera work, you know, A camera, B camera, on a green screen, between two characters, both really fleshed out and well written and well acted by Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman. I think it's a scene that really, it reminded me of like Han and Leia talking to each other in Empire.
Right,
you know,
yeah. You could really tell they had chemistry with each other.
You remember how real the romance between Leia and Han felt? You know,
Yeah.
like they're in the back and there's like tension between them, and like, you know, she says, "Don't touch me, my hands are dirty," and he says, "So are mine," and you're just like, oh, this is like real people talking and like flirting with each other, and listening to Anakin and Padme talk on that balcony to each other just evoked the same feelings.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing.
Completely natural, you know, not stiff.
You're so beautiful.
But yeah, I don't really like that movie much. I actually have softened up on my dislike towards Episode 3. There was a while where I'd put Episode 1 above Episode 3, but I've kind of come back around to Episode 3 being the clear best of the prequels.
The biggest thing for me, Episode 3 is better, I think, content-wise. There's just more going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it still has most of the problems that make me not like Episodes 1 and 2.
It doesn't fix anything.
Yeah.
But it's more memorable for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like things that happen in Episode 3 actually matter to the saga more than Episode 1 and 2,
like, you
which
can
don't
literally
even need to be in the
skip
movie.
Episode 1, and you could kind of skip Episode 2. The only reason you really can't skip Episode 2 is because of Count Dooku, and the fact that he is in Episode 3.
But even then, like, he could be if he was introduced in Episode 3, we're given the information that he's a Sith Lord, let's get a red lightsaber, he's bad, and he kidnapped the Chancellor.
Yeah.
What else do you need about Count Dooku?
I mean, they kind of did the same thing with Grievous, so I guess, you know.
What more do they need? Like, what else does his character add?
Yeah.
What did he do in Episode 2? He
Bro,
captured Obi-Wan?
There was that time where he threw that heavy thing on Obi-Wan and Anakin, and Yoda had to stop it from falling on them. And that was the big climax of the movie, while he just slowly walked off screen into his ship.
Guess who's back? Back again.
BBP's back. Tell a friend.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Thomas says 2 and 3 is not supposed to fix anything. It's supposed to lead to the rebellion and empire.
What?
So 2 and 3 both do not lead to the rebellion at all. In fact, I thought one of the best scenes they ended up cutting out was when all the senators kind of got together.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that would actually be substantive, but I was gonna say George Lucas didn't want to have another scene of people talking, but he didn't really seem to mind that too much.
That was his bread and butter.
Elite Gladiator says skip Episode 2 equals no Clone Wars, and as horrible as it is, the Anakin and Padme romance is kind of needed. Could have been done a million times better, but they still needed it for the continuity.
It's not needed. If we're only watching Episode 3 and we're skipping 1 and 2, we see them hug and embrace, and they mention that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
That's all the context you need, because they barely gave her a character in Episode 3, and she's just there. So, you know, again, Maybe you miss out on more Natalie Portman. I guess she had more screen time in episode 2.
Everyone's upset
Also,
about...
the Clone Wars is only in the last, like, 10 minutes of episode 2.
Right, yeah. And it's not even... I would even call that the Clone Wars.
You know what? It makes it even less confusing, because episode 2, we have this whole, like, intrigue plot about the clones and how they were made, and Sifo-Dyas and Darth Tyrannus and all that stuff. And none of it's really ever resolved. And so if you just cut that out, then boom. We can just enjoy mindless action in episode 3. Without being like, shouldn't the Republic investigate this?
No.
Maybe a show 10 years from now will finally answer this question.
Shout out to Dave Filoni. That's the only thing Dave Filoni did right.
Yeah.
He made the
fix this
prequels better.
This 10-year-old plot hole. She could just be like Anakin's secret hooker. That's kind of what she was.
They were secret lovers.
Secret lovers, yeah. Let's be a little more polite about it. She was a senator.
By the way, is it really the First Order? I'm not even going to engage that. Clone Wars or Rebels, Jay? I'm taking Clone Wars.
Yeah, I'd go Clone Wars over Rebels. The ending of Rebels just like left a bad taste in my mouth. Say what you want about the Clone Wars, even if they didn't get to do the ending that they had in mind, there's still a pretty definitive kind of ending.
Right, yeah.
Resolved, more or less. There's obviously certain characters we would have liked to see what happens. And I'm glad Rex showed back up in Rebels, because he was a character that I always figured they wouldn't do a whole Order 66 kind of thing with.
I didn't care that Rex was in Rebels, to be honest.
Oh, I liked it. I was happy to see, because Rex was a well-done character. He was the clone, like a clone character that we most got to know. All the other clone characters were more or less, they would have personalities and stuff, but they didn't really have kind of any development or anything about them that made them all that interesting, other than that they were cool. But Rex, I felt like, was actually a good character.
Entered says, people seem to forget episodes of the Clone Wars like Jar Jar's love interest, Zero's mom, and Droid Spaz.
Oh yeah, all those are terrible. But like I like the Clone, because both the Clone Wars and Rebels have, let's just say, not so good episodes. And I think the worst of the Clone Wars is worse than the worst of Rebels. But just overall, like, if I had to choose one of the shows to go back and watch a random episode, I would choose Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Because Clone Wars, you can go back and watch, like, you can find a 3-episode arc and just watch those 3 episodes. And get, like, a nice little beginning and end of a nice little story contained in the Clone Wars. It's great.
Rebels never goes anywhere.
Yeah. Rebels just kind of petered around, and then it just, like, its ending was just, like, it was like a...
It's like Dave Filoni didn't know that was going to be the last season.
Ezra and Thrawn will come out of hyperspace in episode 9 and help the Resistance.
Ugh.
I'd be like, all right, let's do it. If they're gonna bring Darth Maul into canon and the Solo, or not into canon, if they're gonna bring him into the movies, they can bring Ezra and Thrawn and just go all out. Umbara was peak Clone Wars. Would you say that's the best arc of the Clone Wars? Umbara?
I love that arc. I'd have to watch it again.
I'd have to think about it.
There's so much stuff happens.
It's definitely, Umbara's the first that comes to mind. Because it was also, the other thing that I felt like the prequel movies didn't really touch on this at all, because the Clone Wars was just this thing that happened. But the Umbara arc especially kind of made it really kind of showcased the Clone Wars as like this pointless war. Like the clones were fighting on this planet against this native species that was basically allied with the Confederation of Independent Systems to defend their planet. And the clones are just there fighting. Like, we don't learn anything about Umbarans or anything. They're just separatists. Yeah. And the clones are just fighting because that's what they're supposed to do. And then Pong Krell gets put in there and he's like, yeah, we're going to push forward and take this. And Rex is like, well, guys are dying if we do this. And Pong Krell's like, well, I don't care. And it's just, that was like kind of the point of the Clone Wars. It was like this whole thing engineered by the Emperor to take control. And the prequels didn't really showcase that as much. Like, it all came around eventually, but it was nice to see the Umbara arc kind of like actually portray this conflict in like a better way. Yeah. There was actually like depth to the fighting and stuff. Battle of Umbara was good. I'm trying to think of some other good arcs from the Clone Wars. I liked the
I thought the last Ahsoka arc was very good.
Oh yeah, like her getting framed and stuff. Yeah. No, I liked all that a lot. I thought that was all really, really well done.
What's up, Thorny Bricks Boyo?
Thorny Bricks Boy. BBP wants to explain what Nightbot is.
It's basically, you just sign up for it on a website and it'll pop in every once in a while and moderate the chat / post stuff. You can basically make it do whatever you want it to do with it. Five says, Geonosis arc was great, same with the inhibitor ship arc and Bad Batch. Inhibitor ship arc was nice. What's the one arc where they're like training on that grid thing? And
yeah. That was like the...
Who were those people?
The guys training?
Yeah.
It's like Hard Case and then Fives was a member.
Oh,
Some of
okay.
it was a lot of the clones that we kind of that joined the 501st and we kind of saw every now and then.
Okay.
Know, the main one being Fives. But that was a good arc because it was just, it was just fun.
Gotcha. Zandy says, Jay, if you get to 9K subs by the end of the day, I'll give you a $20 super chat. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I guess that's extra incentive to beg people for subs. Guys, if you are watching this and you aren't sub, go ahead and sub, please.
We want that money.
Clone Cadets Domino Squad.
Domino Squad, okay. Gotcha.
My favorite, so Inthert says his favorite was Fives figuring out Order 66.
Personally, Clone Wars was at its best when it actually focused on the clones. I would say equal parts that and the Jedi characters. I feel like the Clone Wars gave us a better understanding of the Jedi a lot better than the prequels did.
Yeah.
Like, I loved the character of, like, Plo Koon, for instance. The episodes
Right,
he showed
yeah.
up in, like, he really came across as a Jedi Knight, He's a guy that was fighting and stuff, but would still have words of peace and wisdom to his
Right.
clone soldiers and stuff. Other times, like, Shock T, speaking of Domino Squad on that arc, Shock T was a pretty big part of that story. She was working with the clone trainees.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, she was there. But, like, the way she kind of spoke to them and stuff, she was like, no, you all matter, you're different, you can bring something different. Like,
Right,
just
yeah.
because you're having trouble doesn't mean anything.
Sykes says, Jay, do you own Jedi Bob? Yes, I do.
Where's the 2x4 gray brick? Is there any left?
Just a little bit.
I'm trying to not use them too much.
Same. You guys know when the stream will end? I don't know. When did we end last time? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we feel.
Jedi Bob is more powerful than Luke, don't at me.
I can see it.
Palpatine was a little more schemy in the Clone Wars than he was in the prequel movies.
He wasn't schemy at all in the prequels.
No, he wasn't. Until...
There's nothing he does in the other than that conversation with Anakin. There's nothing he does where you're like, oh, look at this guy. Like, I see what he's trying to do here.
Were they still trying to, like, play it up like we didn't know what was going to happen?
I don't know. There's no telling.
I mean, little kids watching it didn't know. I certainly wouldn't have. It was after episode 1, my dad told me, he was like, that guy's the Emperor. And I was like, and I was just like, what?
I'm trying to think. I don't remember. I mean, I think I knew he was the Emperor, honestly.
I had no idea.
I think I only would know though because I like got in right.
What's up,
before
Cloner
episode
Rivera? Forever Lego Studio says, my last message is the whole Domino Squad. Let's see, what is... Domino Squad. Fives, Echo, Heavy, Droid Bait, and Cut Up.
I remember Cut Up. He died, right? I think they all died. Except for...
Whenever I watch Clone Wars now, I try to pay extra attention to the clone names because apparently those matter. Hey, thanks, Jake. Appreciate that.
That's true. And Third says since it's the same actor, I think it was meant to be obvious. But
That's what I thought, yeah.
But, like, back then, like, it was 1999, 2000. People weren't, like, looking at IMDb all the time. There was probably a good chunk of people that didn't know. Little kids, especially. Appreciate that, Jake. You're a true boyo.
I'm a boyo. He's a boyo. She's a... Whoa. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, but I think it should be obvious that Palpatine was the Emperor, since
That's the nature of a prequel.
It's the same actor, and we know what's going to happen and everything. It should, and like I'm glad the prequel just kind of showed him being more schemy and being more. I'm gonna manipulate the system. All that good jazz.
No, SpongeBob. Why?
Take my 2 shillings instead of those dirty dollars.
Thank you, Commander Creed.
Thank you for that.
Although, don't be talking about my currency, homeboy.
Giving us that nice moon money currency. Much appreciated, much appreciated.
Oh no.
Do you guys like the new Republic fighter tank?
Yeah, that was pretty good. I didn't have the old one, so I was pretty excited to get this one. Plus the figures. Who doesn't want Bayla Sakura?
Bay.
Shout out to my Instagram page. Go check it out. If you like yourself some Ayla Sakura, go look at one of my recent posts. You shan't be disappointed, my friends.
Rogue Rebel says, "What's your guys' favorite era?"
Rebellion and Empire and stuff.
As much as I think it's played out at this point, I gotta go with Rebellion and Empire.
Oh yeah, I mean, just because I don't think we should see much more of it for a while doesn't mean I still don't love it.
It's very safe.
Yeah. It is what it is.
5 says, "Did you guys see that amazing Felucia mock?" Okay, where is this Felucia mock that I still have not seen?
Bro, it's on Insta. It's been floating around. Have you seen that the Wayne Manor mock?
Yeah, I saw that.
That thing.
That thing's crazy.
Because I remember seeing progress on it like months and months back. Like he was working on the caves.
I saw it on Reddit.
I saw it on Reddit too, and I was like, "Oh, that's neat." And then all of a sudden, recently, he's been like ramping up and being done and stuff.
Yeah.
And I saw it finally put together, and I was like, "Holy crap!"
I had no idea it was so big.
I did not either. Pretty insane though, for sure.
All right, let's find this mock. Enter says, "As much as I like your character, I think Ahsoka needs to stop returning dramatically. Oh, she's Fulcrum. Oh, she survives Vader. Oh, look, now she's in a white cloak. Sounds like another character I know."
Thank you, Inthert, for saying that, because yeah, we definitely agree.
That sounds like another character.
That was part of why the ending of Rebels gave me such a bad taste in my mouth. It's like, why is she still here?
I'm more upset about a certain other character.
What? Darth Maul?
Yes.
Oh, he's fine.
Ugh.
Darth Maul looks cool, so I'm fine with him.
Ugh. Here's that Felucia mock. Holy crap.
Yeah, no, that's pretty hefty.
Was there a Sarlacc on Felucia?
I don't know. I think he just added that in.
Is that a blue Rancor? Is this all in the Clone Wars and I missed it? Looks very cool.
But yeah, Ahsoka, I don't know. If they wanted to do something meaningful with her in Rebels, they squandered it. And Dave Filoni wanted to keep her around so that he could redeem it. But he only has himself to blame for not using her. He runs the show. He runs their whole animated division.
5 says there were Sarlaccs and Rancors on Felucia. Oh, okay.
Is that canon?
I just assumed that was something from the Clone Wars that I don't remember because I don't remember anything from the Clone Wars. What's up, Brickmaster Z? Looks like we got a subscriber.
Hello,
I missed
bias.
it, but whoever subscribed, appreciate it.
You're a true boy. I wish that anyone who got the Jar Jar Hello Boyos thing when they subscribe should get like a little like a little blue ball next to their name when they comment. Get Matt on the stream. If Matt's not too busy with packing and stuff, he's leaving tonight, so he probably wants to like maybe get some sleep beforehand. I don't know. But if he's not busy, we'd love to have him on.
That boy, Matty B.
We'll probably do the same thing, kind of like we do, go on break and come back.
He says, yo, this UCS Slave 1 looks sexy. Bro, that Slave 1 is
UCS set. Best UCS
No, dude,
set.
Darth Maul is the best UCS set. That's the only time I appreciate Darth Maul popping up in my UCS sets. Nothing else.
Wow.
Always down to join, boys. No sweat, though. Alright, you can probably hop in after the break. Five says, yesterday, one of my bricklink orders I thought was lost came in. I was so relieved and it wasn't lost. It was needed for Felucia and it's a very expensive part, surprisingly. What part was it? Also glad it came in. Says for some reason tan domes are pretty pricey. Huh.
Krennic Lug started following me. Shout out to Krennic Lug.
You can only do Krennic related mocks.
That sucks because he's pretty limited. I don't think we'll see him back the way we saw Darth Maul come back. He's gonna come back with a cyborg everything.
This is Star Wars. Don't
tempt them.
Not only don't tempt them, but don't think they won't do it. Because they probably will.
Star Wars has become...
Let Dave Filoni's getting another show, so who knows what'll happen.
Oh no.
Hondo's gonna show back up. What are the Dave Filoni staples? Ahsoka, of course. Hondo. I'm so shocked he could restrain himself and not put Cad Bane in Rebels.
Yeah, that's definitely one. I feel like they're saving Cad Bane. They're gonna put him in a movie. If they continue with their underworld kind of movies they want to do, like Boba Fett and stuff.
Boba Fett.
Cad Bane will show up.
My favorite Star Wars character is Boba Fett.
In Legends, Darth Vader cloned Krennic. Well, I'm gonna give an addendum to that and say that he cloned the guy that.
What?
I thought he cloned the guy.
How is that even possible?
It wasn't Krennic. He cloned the guy that originally designed the Death Star. So I think he cloned. It was the Legends version of Galen
But Krennic
Erso.
didn't design. I was gonna say yeah.
So Brickmaster Z, I think you are confused, my friend. Fave character is Scarface Johnson.
She's bae.
It's alright. I'm probably wrong too, Brickmaster Z. Inthert could probably correct me. Inthert, am I right or wrong? I'm pretty sure Darth Vader like cloned the guy that made the thing, and he like tortured him forever or something. I don't know. It was the guy, the original in Legends, the guy that designed the Death Star had a pretty horrible fate.
It's technological terror.
They cloned Palpatine in Legends. That's true. They did clone Palpatine in Legends. They
There's
cloned
so
Luke.
much cloning going on.
They cloned Luke too.
I guess there's a lot of cloning going on in the prequels as well, so how can I complain?
I think because they wanted to do stuff, they knew the Clone Wars was a thing, and I think like the main bad guy in that Clone Luke storyline was like a guy that fought in the Clone Wars before. This is obviously before the prequels came out, so they didn't know what the Clone Wars was. They just kind of made up their own thing.
Benjamin says Cad Bane died by the hands of Boba. Cad Bane was the one that gave Boba his iconic dent in a 1v1.
Is that, I know that was a scene that they never finished for Clone Wars. Is that like
Boba
canon?
killing Cad Bane?
Because I've seen that. I don't know if you've seen that. Like it was one of the unfinished episodes.
Yeah.
They have like a duel and like he kills Cad Bane. But I don't know if that's like canon or not because we haven't seen that really, technically.
Wait, what? Oh, Enthard says, yeah, one of the many designers of the Death Star was cloned just so Palpatine could kill him, but still have him work for him. This is why
Legends was wild, bro.
This is why we don't need Legends. Like, I really want to kill you, but I still need you to work for me.
That's kind of evil emperory though. I'm down with that.
Silly.
Although I don't really like the idea of cloning just being this thing that's so readily available. Like, cloning should be... It's like the Kaminoans and maybe a few other companies that, like, you have to dump a ton of money and resources and stuff, too.
Elite Gladiator says... Oh, God. We just got a string of comments I totally agree with. So, Elite Gladiator says, Legends is better than the sequels, though. And then Seth Dunley says, Boba Fett is awesome.
I think Boba Fett's awesome. I would agree. I don't want to see a movie about him.
You think Boba Fett is awesome?
He looks cool. He's awesome. I think Captain Phasma is awesome too, but she doesn't do anything. And died in a lame way. Same with Boba Fett. But they look cool. They're Star Wars.
Okay, one, don't you dare compare Phasma to Boba Fett. Phasma did way more than Boba Fett did.
Boba Fett. Boba Fett is a stinky loser. Darth Revan's ghost was in one of the unfinished Clone Wars episodes. That is true.
Zoinks.
I don't think that makes it canon, though. I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like they wouldn't want to waste things. Like, for instance, Cad Bane dying. If they were like, hey, we could bring this character back for whatever reason.
Seth Dunley says, yikes, Boba Fett is better than Phasma. How can you even... Well... How would you compare the two characters?
I don't know. They're both fine. I don't really...
Boba's goofy.
They're unimportant, really.
Boba's goofy.
So, they both serve a function as, like, tertiary bad guy in, like, 1 or 2 movies, so they're not really that important. Who would win in a fight?
Phasma has a character, though.
Not really. I mean, I guess
She is.
Her character is... What's her character?
I would say her character is obviously very authoritative.
And obviously, we're not including her comic and stuff. Well,
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even know.
Yeah, neither of us would know.
I mean, her character is authoritative. She's obviously, like, a stickler for the rules.
She's strict.
She's strict. She's very overconfident, as seen by how she, like, lets down the shields and she's like, it doesn't matter because my troops are gonna storm in and
my
kill you
troops will
anyways.
storm this block and kill you all.
Okay, so I can say, like, 3 things about her. What can you say about Boba Fett's character?
He's not afraid to disintegrate people, so he's, like, a pretty hardcore bounty hunter. Like, he gets the job done.
Well, that's not necessarily, I don't think that's necessarily true.
Why?
Because
if Darth Vader is telling you to rein yourself in, then you're pretty, like, I would say you're, like, a pretty dangerous guy.
I would just say, like, no disintegrations because he wants him alive. Like, that, like, he's, like, kind of.
But he said that
cannon.
specifically to Boba Fett, in a way, to kind of be like, like, normally you would be fine with disintegrating someone.
Yeah.
Like, so, Boba Fett's a pretty hardened guy, not afraid to disintegrate people.
I don't know if that necessarily means he gets the job. I don't know if that necessarily means, like, he's, like, super effective.
I don't know.
I just think
I would say, well,
thing
okay,
he does.
okay, well, you're clinging on to one thing I said.
Okay.
So, the rest of what I said is that.
I'm sorry, what else did you say about the
I'm saying just because of that interaction, Boba Fett is, like, a guy that, you know, is, like, pretty hardened and will kill people and is someone to be reckoned with. He'll disintegrate people if you tell him to, if you pay him for it.
Okay.
he's crafty because he tracked the Millennium Falcon. Like, he waited around in the trash because that's what he thought, like, the Falcon might be doing, and he was right. That's pretty smart and pretty capable. He's the only one that did that. The rest of the bounty hunters all left, I guess. So pretty. He's the one who tracked them to Cloud City. So he's pretty wily and pretty capable. And that's something I would say is crafty. So Boba Fett is crafty.
I feel that's kind of a stretch.
How? He did something that, like, was the reason why the Emperor was able to find the Millennium Falcon.
Right, but I don't necessarily like. I don't know if I'd call that a character trait. Like, I could say, Phasma is like very, like, I guess she's a good fighter or whatever, and that could but I wouldn't say that's a character trait. That's just something I'm talking about, like, personality wise.
I mean, but you don't, like, the description of a character, like, if they have a character, isn't necessarily just limited to, like, their personality. Because Boba Fett is, like, specifically is very quiet. Like, he's or it's like Darth Maul. Like, you can describe things about Darth Maul's character, but he has 2 lines, so it's not like we don't know Darth Maul's personality, but we can like he has some clear character traits about him. But Boba Fett, never forget, Boba Fett tracked the Millennium Falcon. He waited around in garbage. He knew Han's every move. Give my boy Boba some credit, okay?
Boba Fett is goofy. He can't even secure
He's a ladies' man.
Well-functioning.
He's a ladies' man.
That's
That's
the only one where I'd be like, oh, you actually saw his character in some way.
Boba Fett was a case of, like, not showing a bunch, because he didn't need to.
Yeah.
He was a cool-looking guy that was a bad guy that they needed to stop at some point, and he served his function. And he looked cool.
He looked awesome.
He looks awesome. He flies a sweet ship. Slave 1. That head nod to Boush is it Boush? Boush is simply greatness. Yeah, you're like, he's giving props, and you're like, ah, that's Leia. Jabba's palace.
Yeah, I know. I'm just. Boba had the lamest of lame deaths.
He did have a lame death. I blame that's a classic George Lucas. Like, he just was like, wouldn't it be funny if this guy screamed like a girl and then fell into a pit?
Oh! And the fact that, like, it's so lame.
Do you think people?
It's so lame.
Do you think when Return of the Jedi
I wouldn't say.
out,
I think Phasma died in a much cooler way than.
At least she went down
did.
fighting.
Exactly. Yeah. That would have been like if Phasma was, like, walking to shoot Finn and, like, her cape got caught in a fan and she got sucked up and chopped up. Like, that's how Boba died.
Yeah.
What builds are you guys bringing to Brick World? I'm bringing the ATM6. Garrett is bringing a mystery build. Benjamin says, yes, Phasma will pull a Maul again. I think Phasma's done.
I think she's gone.
The sooner you all accept that, the sooner we can just move on.
I don't know if it was supposed to be implied that she died. Like, they obviously put her in the garbage chute, but, like, the only other people we saw get put in the garbage chute made it out alive, so there's no reason.
I mean, I'm talking about her in The Last Jedi. She's
I'm talking about from Force Awakens. The Last Jedi, definitely.
I don't think we were supposed to assume she died in The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
She could have. Like, if they decided, like, oh, yeah, she did die, it'd be like, oh, okay.
Right, yeah. It wasn't like, it wasn't overwhelming. But these are the same people who still probably think that Luke's alive, so who knows? Forever Lego Studio says he's going to be at Brickworld on Saturday. That's lit.
That's probably the best day.
Seth Dunley says the scream is ridiculous, but his jetpack malfunctions on him because Han hit it. Accidental, but he caused it, and he dies ironically in the Sarlacc.
How's that ironic?
I don't.
Because they were going to put Han there?
I think, yeah.
I guess.
I don't know if that's irony. I think it's more.
Let's not skirt around this fact, though, Seth. Boba Fett dies from slapstick.
Yeah.
Han is blind. Boba, where?
That's what I'm saying. That's like if Phasma died by, like, her cape getting caught in something.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so goofy.
And plus his arms like flailing
Yeah,
around.
he's like, oh.
Oh, I just can hear him going, oh no!
Aw, shucks.
What happened to Zuckus and Forlom? I don't want no Legends crap either. Is this canon or not?
Sorry, I didn't mean that to sound so aggressive.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. Boba Fett.
I like Jango Fett more than I like Boba Fett.
It's goofy, but not as bad as people think. I mean, it's not bad in the way it takes me out of the movie or anything. Like, I don't think Boba Fett was all that deserving of some kind of awesome story arc or anything. I'm not the person offended by Boba Fett's death, but it was silly.
It's so silly. Seth says, "How would you have killed him?" I mean, I don't know. Does it matter? He didn't have to die.
Yeah, he could have like saw that he was losing. He could just jetpacked off, and then they could have carried on with Boba Fett comics after Return of the Jedi.
You know what? I would if you want to argue that Boba Fett's this great character.
I said he was a great character. I said he was like he.
No, you said he's okay. I'm sorry. If you want to argue that Boba Fett is awesome,
he is awesome.
I'll accept his death if you see him kill at least one person.
We don't see him kill anybody.
Seth says he had to die. He didn't have to. Why did Boba Fett?
I mean, he was like a thug. Like he was like he's like basically a mini boss for the movie. So it's like
I wouldn't even call him a mini boss. It wasn't like, oh, we got to deal with this Boba Fett guy. It was just like, oh yeah, Boba Fett's here.
No, it's like recognizable henchmen. You know, it's like you see a superhero movie and there's like a bunch of henchmen that the guy fights. There's usually one that's kind of highlighted. Like he probably has some lines, the other ones don't and stuff. So he gets knocked out last. It's like the TIE fighter from Solo.
His problem though is Boba is never presented as a threat. Other than
I thought in Empire he's pretty not threatening, but like he comes across as like not a chump in Empire.
He's not a chump, but he's not like, oh, I'm afraid of this guy. You never like, oh, he might cause some actual harm.
I don't know. He had a bunch of weapons all strapped to his body, and a jetpack, and a missile. Like I would think Boba Fett was pretty dangerous.
You like Boba Fett a lot more than I do.
I guess. I don't know. I never disliked Boba Fett. He's when he's a Star Wars guy. I
think my distaste for Boba just stems from the legions of fans
for him.
who think he's just a great character and meaningful.
Let's not give Jango some glorious death either. So, Garrett in the chat, great name by the way, says Jango Fett had a noble death at the hands of one of the most powerful Jedi Masters to ever live. So he did die by a very powerful Jedi Master.
Jango was a threat.
Yeah, but his death wasn't noble. He he didn't move out of the way and he got his head chopped off. It wasn't. Jango Fett was a better.
Jango didn't get a silly death though.
No, he didn't.
Jango's death was like, oh,
Jango Fett's
why would
death
he
was
put
not
up a
slapstick.
fight against the Jedi?
It would have been slapstick if Mace Windu went and like chopped his head off and his head like spun around a bunch of times and then like Mace Windu
and it went through like a hoop or something.
Like no, Mace Windu would turn around, like would start walking away and then like look back at it and the head's like still kind of on the body and then he would like push it over with the force and the head would like boom.
Oh, you mean spun around on his head?
Yeah, on his like head like.
No. Not even like he just gets chopped and then he's just standing there and you see his head just slide off into the body.
And then Mace Windu kicks it.
Into a goal. No. And then like the acolyte comes over and eats it. That would have been the perfect ending.
And then farts.
Yeah. And then Jar Jar is like, P. Issa?
In classic
Jar
George
Jar,
Lucas.
Jar Jar, where did you get up from?
That would be some classic George Lucas comedy right there.
Elite Gladiator says, Jango killed 13 Jedi before Attack of the Clowns. That's something.
Well, I mean, there's probably like comics and stuff about Boba Fett killing scores of guys before Empire, but I'm not really counting that.
I'm sure.
What do we see Jango do that's cool? I'll admit we see him do more cool things than we see Boba Fett doing. I think Jango Fett's a better character than Boba Fett. But
Seth says that would have been the perfect death for Jango. I guess he was saying if his head got eaten up by an acolyte. And Third says, I think Boba was intimidating in Cloud City when shooting Luke. I'll give you that.
I mean, I thought overall Boba Fett in Empire Strikes Back was a pretty intimidating guy. Like,
I don't know. I was more afraid of Jabba the Hutt than Boba Fett.
Oh yeah, I mean Jabba the Hutt could order Boba Fett around, so you're like, oh, this guy means business.
Commander Creed says, what's the superior race for music and why is it the best? No, the superior race for music are whatever the heck Sice Noodles is.
The Sice Noodleians. Are we forgetting about Boba in the Clone Wars? Or we are forgetting about Boba in the Clone Wars.
I mean, he was a dumb little kid running around in Clone Wars, so I'm not going to give him credit for that. Plus, he tried to kill Mace Windu and failed.
Boom.
He just gave up. You just going to give up on avenging your father, Boba? What a chump.
Seth says Boba's a very honest character. He's not someone you really worry about, but he's lethal and clever when he has to be. Oh yeah, when his rocket pack got hit by that... Whatever. Why was he facing the wrong way anyways?
He was aiming at Luke.
Oh, okay.
He was about to blast Luke away. It would have been funny if, like, instead of Han, like, doing that, like, Boba Fett was, like, slowly raising his gun up to shoot, and he's like, I have you now. And he shoots, and then Luke just, like, bing, deflects it, and just, like, back into Boba Fett's head, and he just falls into the Sarlacc pit. That would have been a better death than what he got. There you go. That's how I kill Boba Fett. Luke slices him. He gets his head cut off. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
We've come full circle.
What are those 2x6 dark gray brick?
They're actually on the table. Enter says, worst death in Star Wars films. How do you not say Coleman Trevor?
It's definitely Coleman Trevor.
They didn't do justice to a great Jedi.
I don't know. So, well, nah, I'm going to say Coleman Trevor. I was going to say, I think Kit Fisto, Agent Kolar, and...
They're runners up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, those guys dying was such a letdown.
Yaddle. What's up, Jedi Bob? Brickwood says Jedi Youngling. I cry every time.
Worst death?
That was the saddest death.
Worst death could be Palpatine? No, because there's so much meaning and everything behind that scene. Like, you of all people just saying he was just thrown over railing. Like, you always get mad at Jalen and I for, like, not giving the prequels credit where credit's due, maybe. Like, you're very simplifying a scene that has a lot more going on.
Yeah.
Palpatine doesn't just get thrown off a balcony. One, he gets tossed into some kind of ultimate generator thing that explodes him. He, like, blows up.
I mean...
But the context of that scene is what's more important than the way he dies.
Also, I got the feeling that, like, when he's using Force Lightning like that, you know, he has to focus so much energy on it that maybe he isn't able to just, like, stop and, you know, like, fight off Vader. And I mean, it was so unexpected, too. Like, I feel like it's kind of the same thing that happens with Snoke, right? Like, the dark side users are usually very overconfident. That's kind of like a trait of the dark side. And you see they always get killed in ways that, like, they would never expect because of their overconfidence.
Yeah.
Yariel Poof is the best Jedi.
Yeah, Coleman Trevor, like, really the whole Battle of Geonosis does a really good job of, like, stripping away the Jedi being capable, which is not a good thing.
You know what I would love? I would love to see a universe where George Lucas made the original trilogy, and then Disney bought the Star Wars license before the prequels, and they made the prequels as they are, just to see like the compare the way people feel about Disney now versus Disney then. Like, could you imagine?
No, it would be the same. Let's say Disney makes the prequels, and they're like, all right, we're gonna take a hiatus from Star Wars. We're gonna have some shows and stuff, and they came back. People would be saying that they'd be like, these new movies just suck compared to the ones I grew up with.
Nostalgia is one heck of a drug. No, but could you imagine if like you hear all these great things about Jedi, and then Disney comes and like makes a Jedi called Yariel Poof.
Yariel Poof. They make a Jedi die by a gun. No, he doesn't even block twice.
Yeah, he doesn't. He just hops up and then it's like.
Jedi Bob is the best Jedi.
Neurohut says, Jay, what are you working on? I'm working on basically the same kind of area of the caves that Garrett is. What's up, X? X, don't build it for you.
Gonna build it for you. X gonna build it for you.
Did you give Chris his money? Commander Creed says, don't be dissing your Master Poop. He's a long boy. Wow.
Do you have 1x1 filler?
Doom, 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 doom. Five says, read my last comment. Fives, rather than typing read my last comment, just post it again. Says, the worst clone death in the Clone Wars was that one 2/12 clone that got cut in half at the Citadel. After that, it was a clone that got his neck crushed by Grievous. Do you remember either of those things?
No. No, the worst clone death was the one when they were fighting Pong Krell. They were trying to arrest him, and one clone is shooting at him and then just starts running towards him, and Pong Krell just like slices the crap out of him. I was like, just don't move towards him.
Yeah.
Shoot at him. What are you doing, clone?
What's the worst droid death? Ow!
The ones that burn up by R2-D2.
Bro, that was the best. I remember watching that as a kid in the theater, and I was like, wow, R2 is so cool.
You stupid little astro droid.
Seth says, my favorite death is Porkins.
He has the best death.
Ah!
Porkins, pull up. No, I'm on.
Seth says the funniest is L3. I wouldn't really...
Oh.
I didn't find that funny.
I just didn't care about...
I found it funny that Lando ran after her. That was funny.
But it was not supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
Doom.
I'm shocked by the amount of criticism for L3 only because she didn't seem that important to me in the movie. Like, I had forgotten she was in the movie by the end of it.
Yeah. It's because she's not important.
Hug says, I think in the cave section you should have the floor lower at some points so it's all the same level, maybe like a crystal section. That is something that would be a nice luxury. The biggest issue is structural integrity. We've kind of built, because everything is going to like not be attached. It's all going to be on base plates. And it's actually kind of built this way so it can all be sturdy.
Also,
we may go back through and...
The ground won't be like flat the whole way. I mean,
right,
we're going to have little
we're gonna put
variations.
stuff above it, but at this point, there's no... It won't benefit us to like build in.
Yeah, and there's nothing really that needs to be where the resistance is to go in. Like, we have little side areas and stuff that all like there's little crystal caves and stuff. Like, there's one on that end. So there's going to be variation and stuff, but there's just really like it wouldn't be worth the hassle to make like indentions in the ground.
Yeah. It says, yeah, but isn't the whole floor raised? Yeah, it's raised to be the same level as not only the sides where you can see the ground level is, but also for everything else. So just some 1x1 and 1x2 plate variation will be fine. Yeah, that's kind of the idea.
We have some nice gray slopes that just got into our Lego store. That'll be perfect. Those.
Oh, the curved ones.
Yeah, the curved ones.
Oh, okay. Like, I thought you were talking about big one. I'm like, wait, what? Do you know something I don't know? Okay, I got you.
We'll be seeing those. Don't worry, guys. We're not gonna bore you with our mock just yet. That'll be when we do our Battle of Naboo mock.
That'll be when we watch the prequels.
No. Let's talk about some more movies that are worse than the prequels. Let's give the prequels some credit.
Okay.
So, the entire DC cinematic universe except for Wonder Woman. And I don't even think Wonder Woman was that good, but it was better than the prequels.
I'm trying to think what else is in the DC.
Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Justice League. I never saw Justice League. I'm gonna go ahead and assume it sucks. It's probably worse than the prequels.
I don't know. I'm taking Suicide Squad over episodes 1 and 2.
I cannot believe you actually could watch Suicide Squad.
I mean, I don't. Why do you dislike it so much? I really don't understand.
It's so disjointed and all over the place. We get 2 montages in the first 15 minutes of the movie. And you're like, what is going on? And then they're equipping, they're building this team, right? And their whole reasoning is, oh, there's people like Superman out there. Superman could just come to the White House and kill the president. So let's put together this team. Let's get Harley Quinn, a guy with boomerangs, a guy with a gun.
Hey, you had to work with what you can get.
I guess, but and they send them to go fight a witch that they made, or she didn't make her, but she was on the team first.
They authorized
and then she went out there and became super evil. If you're gonna make a Suicide Squad movie, it should have been low scale. It should have been we got to give a bad thing done. Let's say Amanda Waller, so there's an animated movie called Assault on Arkham.
Okay.
It's a Suicide Squad movie. It's animated. They get the Suicide Squad together because they had to go break into Arkham Asylum to they were either assassinating someone or going to capture a guy that was locked up in Arkham Asylum.
Okay.
That they needed for whatever reason. And so they went in there and they it was this whole heist kind of thing and getting in and they're basically breaking into a prison.
Okay.
And that's the perfect low scale story you need for Suicide Squad because you have all these B-list villains and a couple of more important people like Harley Quinn, but I just don't buy you're gonna put together a team of Harley Quinn and friends to go fight mystical witch monster.
I mean, you probably would have said that. Well, I think before Iron Man and Captain, before all those guys were big superheroes, you maybe would have had that same opinion, who are these scrubs?
No, but the movies set them up, and it's I can believe these characters. This makes sense for it makes sense for Captain America to be able to fight the Winter Soldier or whatever,
Right, yeah, but I'm saying that they had to start somewhere, they tried to do something.
They're B-listers, but they just don't do a good job of it. That's what I'm saying. Suicide Squad sucks.
Seth says, "Let me know when you guys are done talking about superheroes."
You don't have to watch our stream, Seth.
Whoa! Hey, let's not alienate one of our loyal watchers.
We're trying to talk about movies.
We're trying to give
prequels up.
Prequel props, and you don't want to hear it?
Come on, man. There's only so much we can talk about Star Wars.
I don't agree with that.
Me and you talking, we've talked about most everything.
I would rather just rehash Star Wars topics. I don't mind only talking about Star Wars. Sometimes I sit around and just think, why doesn't Garrett like Star Wars enough? Why are you trying to talk about other things sometimes? I don't understand.
Star Wars is dumb.
D-U-M, dumb.
Star Wars is for nerds.
5 says, that moment you ran out of Dark Tan 1x2s and need to make another BL order. Bro, those 1x2s will fly so quickly. Says he has so many stuff coming in for Felicia. I don't remember, I'm sure you answered this whenever we talked last, but how large is that mock going to be? Commander Creed says, what's your favorite candle scent? I don't know. Is there a candle scent for fresh laundry? I'll take that.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Says, is it me or the camera slightly blurry? I don't know. It looks fine on my end. Is it just me? Is it just me? Is it just me? Or is this mock so good I shouldn't have to build for free? Enter says, I really should make a sig fig. I'm thinking I should be a droid, though. He should be an encyclopedia.
He needs to be a protocol droid.
Yeah. Enter, when are you going to do that face reveal we've all been waiting for?
Marty says probably just losing my eyesight. No big deal. Yeah, I mean, who needs to see? Just ask Kanan. Who needs to see?
Exactly. Oh, Kanan.
I will say, to give Rebels some credit, Kanan's death was more of an emotional impact
Than any death in the prequels.
I was going to compare it to the Clone Wars.
Oh.
Five's dying was pretty emotional, but I would put Kanan above it. We were kind of with Kanan a lot more than we were with Five.
So that says my profile, my sig fig is basically Han Solo with his blue jacket. Do you look like Han Solo?
He's a scruffy looking nerf herder.
He's a ladies' man. Who's scruffy looking? Star Wars is awesome. Empire is a great movie. Alright, so what else is better? What else is the prequels better than?
The prequels are better than the Clone Wars movie.
Oh, I mean...
Trying to keep it Star Wars related. It's better than probably some extended universe novels.
Anything is better than that. If it says I'll probably show my face at some point, I think I'll show my build space first, though. That is equally as interesting. No, I don't know if that's offensive, but I hope it ain't. Says, when will we get a video on the Rebel ship? It looks so good. I need to do that soon. The Resistance transport. I need to do that. I'll do it soon. Maybe I'll do that before we go to Brick World, and I can have that kind of upload while we're there.
Yeah.
Is this MOC so good I shouldn't have to build for free? Is it just me? And it says, and I guess if you ever come to the UK for an exhibition, you'll see me then, hopefully. I may have to make a flight to the UK just to visit my man in theory. So it says, I will never have a princess. I'm Han Solo.
I'm Han Solo. I'm Han Solo.
Here's a question for you, Garrett. I don't know. I've wondered how you feel about this. What do you think is better, the prequels or Spaceballs?
I mean, I would rather like watch Spaceballs than probably watch the prequels.
Okay.
More often.
Which do you think? I mean, they're obviously two
they're
very different movies.
It's hard to compare. It's hard to even compare.
Which looks like the person who made it cared more.
Spaceballs.
What's up, your boy Evan? Good night, Elite Gladiator. Yeah, I'm taking Spaceballs over the prequels. Spaceballs looks more realistic than the prequels, believe it or not.
Spaceballs is better acted.
That's so sad to think about. Ex Benedict Cumberbatch says, I swear to God, you better add Doctor Strange to the MOC. We have an idea for that. A special room we want it to do.
We did until my Iron Spider got jacked.
Oh yeah, it's okay. We'll make it inaccessible. You need to put in the order for that.
Yeah, I do. I'll do that tonight.
All right, see you, Commander Creed. Thanks for stopping by, and of course, appreciate the donation.
See ya, see ya, see ya. See ya, see ya, see ya. I'm Han Solo. I'm Han Solo.
I'm moving on. Oh, Seth Dunley is now Han Solo. Alright, see ya, Enter.
I'm Han Solo. Must be getting nighttime in the
In the
UK. All our UK boys are leaving. Solo. I'm so happy. The carbon night is gone.
Yeah, Evan, you should definitely see Solo.
You haven't seen it yet? It's pretty good. It's worth watching. It's worth the price of admission, as they say.
This is definitely where I'm watching Solo.
I'm watching
Can you
Solo.
push the 2x6 bag over here?
Yeah. I'm Han Solo.
San Hollow. These chicks don't even know the name of my band. How do you feel about D12, Garrett?
I don't.
Aw.
I don't feel about them.
Wow, dude, D12 was dope.
Running out of parts is never fun forever, Lego Studios. Feel your pain.
I was gonna build my MOC until I ran out of parts. 5 says, I'll send you guys the custom sig figs of yourselves when I finish the MOC. While I try and get them made by AV Figs. He's making 9 right now. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be
I guess
awesome.
we'd be forced to do some sort of Clone Wars MOC after that.
That would be awesome.
Han says, Han. Seth says, I made a bricklink order to complete my DL44 MOC. Is it one that you designed your own, or did you find the plan somewhere? I was gonna build my MOC. I ran
But then
out
I
of
got-
parts.
And then I ran out of parts. And then I ran out of parts. And then I ran out of parts.
La da 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 da.
Ran out of parts. Oh wait, I need those 2x6s.
I got you, homie. Actually, here.
Two by 3 dark gray plate wouldn't be something you'd have in bulk, would it?
I don't know why.
Because that's like there's like a gap
Oh,
on
yeah.
the side that ends in that. I'm just gonna use these.
Yeah. Lonely Trent says, I won't lie. This is definitely me when I'm killing younglings. So Flo and Akinio. Killing younglings. Evan wants to know if we're into World War II. I'd say Garrett's into World War II.
I'm a pretty big World War II buff. I studied history in college. So. My forte. But yeah, I like World War II a lot. Well, it's weird saying I like World War II. It's like,
Yeah.
I like this conflict that killed millions. But yes, I am into World War II. I am into the history of World War II.
You sick freak. Mad Max says, yes, I'm not late. Well, you're kind of late, but you're not late as in we're still in building. Wiz, would you ever do a history mock? Here's a question for the chat. We all obviously care at least a little about Star Wars. If you guys had to do a not Star Wars mock, what would you build? I'm guessing yours is superhero.
No, honestly, I'd probably do like a city or something. You know.
That's good. Classic Lego.
Yeah. Because like obviously I want to do a Wakanda superhero mock, but that's gonna like I wouldn't consider really. It's like superhero doing. I love like Marvel movies obviously, but doing a superhero mock is something I wouldn't do very often.
Wiz says, I'm low-key a huge World War II history buff. I really want to branch into that area.
The problem with me is that I don't collect custom figures and stuff.
Yeah.
And so having to buy a bunch of World War II figures that I would only use for those, it's a little more. Whereas I buy Lego Star Wars sets not just for mock meeting. I buy them because I love Lego and
Right, yeah.
I love the set. So that's the other thing that kind of keeps me away from.
Stack Stud says, I would either build a Mad Max city, or Mad Max mock, or a city.
Hey, how's this for coming out on this side? Is that like kind of...
Yeah, that should be fine. That's good.
Go with that?
Yeah. Lonely Trent says stickers are the best way to make a World War II army.
Well, that's you'd have to do something. Decals, custom stickers and stuff.
Says apparently Brickmania sells $6 stickers for 9 men. You're saying that it's instead of buying the custom.
I just wouldn't stickers.
Yeah, I know it feels wrong.
Like I'd rather shell out for like a nice quality custom. But I guess if I needed to just have a lot of figures to like do a diorama, then you gotta just take what you can get.
This is why we just do Star Wars mods. Everything is made simple.
The one thing that would be great about doing a World War II mock would be building. I know people out there have already done tons of great designs, but all the era specific tanks and planes and stuff would be fun to build out of Lego. That'd be one of the things that Jhae and I watched for my new upcoming series, Movie Buff (S) is Band of Brothers.
Oh, nice.
It's World War II, bro.
I'm so stoked for that.
Get ready to feel sad.
I don't like watching sad movies.
That's how you know. Sad movies are how you know you still feel things.
No, breakups are how you know you still feel things.
Ugh. Pass.
Exactly. Seth says, Jhae, what's your favorite Rebel fleet ship? Huh.
Gotta go with the X-Wing, right? I mean...
I think by fleet, I think he means like the capital ship. I presume you mean the capital ships. Would you consider X-Wings part of the Rebel fleet?
Yeah. It's part of their armada. It's part of what they use.
Oh, I guess.
If we're gonna... We'll answer both then. What's your favorite Rebel capital ship and favorite ship? So
I go with the Tantive 4.
Tantive 4? It's classic. I've always loved the Nebulon the medical frigate. It's so like the skinny kind of bridge that connects it and stuff.
Yeah.
Love that look.
I agree. But as just for any ship, I say X-Wing, yeah.
X-Wing. Dude, X-Wing is just so they're so awesome, you know? It's not even like something like the Y-Wing, I would say is really cool, but it's something that was, it's kind of silly looking and it's not like aerodynamic and stuff.
Right, yeah.
And so you could maybe say it hasn't held up since it's like Inception, but it's still cool because it's a Y-Wing. And X-Wing is something that is just cool still. Like, it's like wings that spread out.
I'm feeling the Y-Wing right now.
I don't know. I've always loved Y-Wings, but I don't think like they're not as like cool looking as maybe like some newer design ships are.
Yeah.
I used to love the A-Wing. I've kind of softened on it.
A-Wing is always the one I cared for the least. Like, it's just...
I would have said in the past it was my favorite one.
Wow.
Yeah.
A-Wings are just so basic in my opinion. If I had to rank the lettered Rebel ships, I go X, Y, U, B, A.
Yeah, I'd probably say the same, honestly. Hand me those reverse slopes.
The big ones?
The smaller ones.
Seth says, I think the TIE Fighter is going to be one of the last sets I buy for a while. Going to college in the fall, life ends.
I think you'll be surprised by how much free time you actually end up having in college.
I think like going to college was what inspired me to get back into Lego. It's like, oh, I'm not like trying to get into college anymore. What do I do?
I don't know. I played a lot of video games in college. I always felt like, I mean, I was not the best student. Don't take what I'm saying like as like advice for college, but I always found myself with a lot of free time.
I don't know. I feel like in college because you're so hardcore into like your future, you maybe go out of your way to do like recreational things.
Yeah.
So you may be more inclined like, oh, like let me try to hone in on my hobby or something like that.
Yeah.
So Seth says, Jhae, you're gonna join Rebel Lug? Probably not. Seth says, do you guys ever worry what's gonna happen to your Lego after you die?
It's being buried with me.
Oh my god.
I'm taking it to the afterlife.
You're not gonna give it to me so I can continue building?
If I die before you, I'll give you some of it. But
Okay.
Honestly, my 2013 Robot gunship I want on my chest in the coffin.
But I want 2 of them. That would be the perfect way for you to get 2. I think, honestly, I would just want my family to sell my stuff off and get whatever they'll get back from it.
Mm-hmm.
Seth says, I'm burying Cloud City with me, definitely. What? Are you going to take both Landos with you? Are you going to take both Landos? Seth says, I hate thinking about it, man. Well, no!
Don't think about death, guys.
Yeah.
Happy beeps, guys. Happy beeps.
Happy Beeps. That'd be a great lug name. Happy Beeps Lug.
I don't want to talk about Han Solo dying. I'm still not over
Oh my!
it.
We have so many depressing topics coming up. So first, Stackset says, "Why won't you join Rebel Lug?" I just don't really need it. I'm already part of the lug. They take care of all my lug needs. And BBP says, "How long do you think it'll be before Lego dies out?" I don't think that'll happen in my lifetime.
Yeah. I think there will, no matter how technologically advanced our entertainment gets, like what kids kind of get raised on, I think there will always be a market for, you know, like actual
Building
physical
systems,
play, and
yeah.
and building systems is something that I think kind of transcends technological leaps.
Yeah.
So Lego obviously has to innovate. They had a slow year last year, and they made some dumb decisions. Lego Dimensions, but
I thought you were gonna say Nexo Knights, but I guess you don't dislike Nexo Knights as much as I do.
Nexo Knights is like it's like baby's first Warhammer 40k, so I'm all for it. Warhammer 40k, come on, bro.
I have no clue what that is. Do you respect Nexo Knights?
No.
Okay.
Nexo Knights is okay. It's whatever. It wasn't.
Fives
it
says,
was for me.
"Boy, Chris told me he would love to come to Vancouver next year and attend BrickCan with me and my lug members. You should try and come. When is BrickCan?"
That's easy for Chris to say. He lives in that country.
True that. Oh my, John Cena, stop. Warhammer is expensive. What is Warhammer? Is that a game?
It's like a figurines kind of thing, you know.
Oh, I know exactly what that is.
So there's two.
How does that Nexo Knights?
So there's two like versions. So there's Warhammer Fantasy, that's like you know, orcs, goblins, vampires,
Right.
tomb kings, lizard men, skaven, blah blah blah. I've never cared for the figurines, but I love Total War Warhammer, which is a more newer thing.
Okay.
But I've always kind of liked Warhammer 40k because it's like over the top. But Warhammer 40k is like future. It's like space stuff.
Gotcha.
So it's similar to Warhammer Fantasy, but it's like this is like space and stuff. And
Right,
like a lot of the same factions are kind of lifted over and stuff, but there's just like different settings.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the figurine it's like a game that you would play. You know, like.
Oh, okay.
Like, you collect the figures, you customize your army and stuff, but you have, like, army books and stuff, and there's rules for how you'd play. If you did, like, a battle with someone, you roll dice, and different figures have different stats and all that stuff.
Because I remember where I used to live, by this movie theater, there was, what was it called? It was basically a store that was basically dedicated to that.
Games Workshop?
Yes, exactly.
That's the company that makes it. It's called
Games Workshop. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's there anymore. Are they doing
They still have physical stores.
Okay.
I don't think, probably not as much.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I've never cared for the figurines. I never really even cared for Warhammer Fantasy until I started playing Total War Warhammer. Because I love the Total War series.
What is Total War Warhammer? Is that a video game?
Yeah. Total War is a video game series. It's a strategy game series on PC. It's like, one aspect of it is like you have your campaign map. They've always been historical. So the one I first played when I was a kid was Rome Total War.
Okay.
But they've done medieval and they've done Shogun. They had one in Japan, which was pretty good.
Okay.
But yeah, so then they did their first foray into something that wasn't historical, which was fantasy. They did Warhammer, and that was like how I got introduced to Warhammer Fantasy. But I always knew about Warhammer 40k because there's been a lot of video games in that setting. There really hasn't been much in the fantasy setting.
This is like an old comment, but I think John Cena mentioned when I die, I need to give him my Bounty Hunter Pursuit set. Dude, why don't you just buy that set? It's not even like an expensive set. Every time John Cena comes over here, he picks up that set. He's just in love with the set. And just buy it. It's not that expensive.
He wants yours, though.
He wants my specific one. He wants a Rich Boy Jhae Bounty Hunter Pursuit set.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous. What's up, Real Lego Man Productions? Says it's special to me because I don't own it. Well, buy it.
You could own it.
Yeah. Whenever I see something I want, I take it.
Okay, Killmonger.
Is that what he says?
I don't even think so. That was the first thing I thought of. I was like, that sounds like a Killmonger quote.
Actually, well, never mind.
Speaking of Killmonger, there's a great Killmonger cosplay at Comic Palooza a few weeks ago.
There was. Did you get a pic of it?
I did, actually.
You should post that mug.
I will. Hope he doesn't mind.
He's gonna send you a DM like, bruh.
Excuse me, man, but I don't want that out there. That was
My
very
girlfriend
private.
didn't know I was there that weekend. Can you please take it down?
She didn't know I was thirst trapping for all the Harley Quinns.
He says it won't be special to me once I own it. Oh my god. Says, how do you plan on supporting the roof of the Falcon? Long columns. Yeah, just long rock structures that go all the way up to the top. There's obviously the walls that'll go up as well.
It's one of those things that we will not know if it really works until we get to that point. But it'll work.
Yeah, I mean, it's us. Come on.
Han Solo GIF on indoor. Or Han Solo on indoor.gif. Just, you know.
Han Solo is great. What did... Han Solo doesn't get enough appreciation.
He's a great character. My favorite character in all of Star Wars.
Better her than me. She's rich.
More than you can imagine. I don't know. I can imagine quite a lot.
Can you imagine quite a lot, Garrett?
I can. Not this ship, sister.
The Millenium Falcon. South says, I appreciate myself.
Ethan says, how did you and Garrett meet? How did it all begin? We met at work.
I wish we had a glamour store for how we met. Like, I got hit by a car, and then you pulled over and like saved my life. And
Your
then we
mock
found
got
out.
shattered in the back seat. I was
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm so sorry. I can't believe that your Padme's apartment mock was shattered. Like you know what Padme's apartment is. Like,
No, like I'm knocked out,
dude,
but no.
I made a mock of this too.
No, I get knocked out, and I know it's destroyed, and then I wake up, it's all put together, and you're like putting the last piece back on it.
Perfect.
And yeah, Seth changed the solo.
Thank you, Garrett. I appreciate your name too.
What's up? I'm Vegito.
I'm Vegito.
You're
He's Vegito. He, she, me.
Vegito.
Vegito.
I was watching Star Wars Trilogy video the other day, and I would love to know if you knew this. What is Chancellor Valorum's first name?
I have no idea.
That was like one of the first questions too. I was like, oh my god. As I started watching, I was like, oh, I'm gonna kill this, and it was like, nope. Psych.
Why do people like TFA? Why do people like the first Avenger? It was the first Captain America movie we got.
Yeah, it was
cool to see.
classic.
It was cool to see Captain America fighting in World War II. You know, it's a good setup for the Avengers.
I think his name ended up being, let's see, Finis.
Finis.
Garrett said it's Chancellor.
It's Chancellor. The Force Awakens, dumb boy. Have you ever heard of that movie, The Force Awakens, dumb boy? I don't know what that movie. I don't know what that movie is. Is
Huck
that
says, oh shoot, I watched the Schmodown, but I don't remember what his name was. Seth says, how did you guys not know that? This one was kind of a trick question. I knew it, but I could see why a lot of people would get tricked up on it. But what is the first line Luke Skywalker says to Princess Leia?
Is it? Oh, the uniform?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt if I didn't say it was a trick question, you probably would have immediately just jumped to, I was Luke Skywalker, I'm here to rescue you.
No, because that was like that. Like in my head, I know that that's not the first thing he says in the scene.
It's too obvious.
Because that's a response. Because he says.
Yeah.
Because it's after he takes his helmet off, and he says something in the helmet because I remember the voice modulation of his voice. So.
Right.
Come on, bro. Come on.
John Cena says he cried to Leia in episode 3. I guess that's true.
His first words. Hey Garrett, I found the complete set of the original A-Wing from 2000 in a Lego lot I bought. That's a good find. I remember wanting that A-Wing set so bad when I was little.
That original A-Wing?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That first A-Wing set. It was like I was pretty little. I had a TIE fighter, I remember, but the A-Wing, it was in one of the Rogue Squadron games I was out at that point, and it was so fast, and I just wanted an A-Wing so bad. And I knew a friend of mine that had it, so I played with it. But it was one of those things where it's like, I guess, like I would see new Lego sets out on shelves or something like earlier in the year, and I was as a little kid, it's like you get presents around your birthday or Christmas.
Yeah.
And then it was just like I would miss like my shot for my birthday, and then by the time Christmas rolled around, I forgot about the Lego set that I wanted, so I wouldn't ask for it, so no one would get it for me. So it's not like my parents refused to buy me the $20 Lego A-Wings. It's just I never asked for it at appropriate times.
Right. Seth says, Jhae, quiz me on some trivia, but only 1 through 6. Nah, bro. We do sequel trivia around here. Hey, what's going on? Oh, is it Drink Tea's birthday? Happy birthday, Drink Tea.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Do, 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 do. I don't know. Can we do Star Wars trivia? Let's see how hardcore the fans in the chat are.
But they can just look on Google.
That is true. We'll have to judge them by how quickly they respond. First person to respond gets 12 respects.
If you use Google, you're a chump.
If you use Google, you are Banta Fuda. Alright, let's do some trivia, guys. Let's see what we can come up with on the spot.
Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Feliz cumpleaños a ti.
General Huck says a true boyo doesn't cheat.
Cumpleaños a drink tea. Feliz cumpleaños a ti. There you go. There's my rendition of Happy Birthday in Espanol.
Oh, I just realized what you were saying. Okay.
In honor of our Peruvian friend. What's up, Andrew James? The Brickwiz doesn't know what Google is, so I guess we can trust any answers he gives us. Because he wouldn't know.
Right.
He doesn't know how to check people.
Okay. Let's start. Let's start with episode 1.
I don't know enough about episode 1 to quiz someone on it.
Episode 2. Oh my god.
What would you ask? Okay, ask questions then. You
Okay.
do.
Episode 1. What is the name of the Nemoidian who chills with Newt Gunray aboard the Republic cruiser? Brickwiz says Jar Jar.
I think that's probably right.
Fives also says Jar Jar. Wow, you guys are so... See, this is why... Nope, not doing trivia again. Like, 5 people said Jar Jar.
Newt.
Slimo. Why even try this? I said who chills with Gunray, not Newt. Not Newt Gunray, the one who's with him. There's 2 of them. Sexstud says do 4 through 6.
Is Eggs Benedict Cumberbuns correct?
No.
Risho Megito. That sounds like it could be right though. I'll give him credit.
Risho Megito.
Now there are 2 of them.
Garrett says do 3 through 6. Oh my god. Come on, guys.
I'm not doing Revenge of the Sith.
It's Rune Hako. Jeez.
Rune Hako. Who could forget Rune Hako? So memorable.
Okay. Let's go to episode 3 since that's everyone's favorite movie. We could do episode 3, right?
I could probably answer episode 3 trivia.
I would have to, like... No, I can ask that. I was gonna ask how many planets are in episode 3, but I would have to think hard about that.
Nemoidian number 3. That was his name. Alright, Ethan, you ask us some trivia then, buddy.
Here's a question. This one's not very hard. What is Obi-Wan's call sign in episode 3 during the battle over Coruscant? You know this, don't answer. Seth got it. Jamin Grove got it as well. Stack Studs got it. General Hux got it. Alright, look at you boyos.
I know it when it comes to the best Star Wars movie.
Andrew James says, LOL. Thought. Yes, Obi-Wan's name was Thought. That's what anyone can call him.
Thought.
Master Thought. Jedi Master Thought. What's up, Bricknado?
Bricknado in the house.
Seth says Lando's Sergeant Wing Guard is known as... I don't even know what that means. What's a Sergeant Wing Guard?
Is that Lobot?
I don't know. Could be.
We ain't answer no extended universe or no comic book questions.
I don't even know what that means. Sergeant Edian.
Who was that? Where was he in the movie? Look him up. You tell me. It's your question.
Turn it up. Appreciate that, Bricknado. Ethan Tess One Lego says, "What species stole the Death Star plans?" It actually wasn't a species; it was a guy, and his name was Manny Bothans.
Manny Bothans. He died to bring us this information.
Shout out to Manny.
Rest in peace, Manny Bothans.
Ethan says that is correct. Oh, Seth says he's the guy carrying Carbonite Han.
It's like the Bespin guard.
I guess.
What was it? His wing commander? What was it?
He said his sergeant. I don't know. Some sergeant. Yeah, something like that.
You think if I asked George Lucas that same question, he would know the answer?
George. You know, when I was a kid, I used to think about like, oh, I wonder what it would be like to talk Star Wars to George Lucas. Like, he'd be so knowledgeable. And now that I think about it, I'm just like I
don't know anything.
I would hate to talk to him about Star Wars because it would be the most frustrating thing.
I just like laser swords. Did you know Bespin guards were known as wing guards?
Is that what he said?
That's what Seth Dunley says.
Oh.
Irvin Kushner directed 5, but it doesn't matter. You're correct, he directed 5, but George Lucas is still the overall guy in charge of Star Wars. You think Irvin Kushner knows the answer to that question? I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna guess that most of the Star Wars directors and people up there wouldn't know the answer to like any of this trivia. Yeah. Maybe when it comes to some like script stuff, behind the scenes trivia, they would know. But like your question, like who is the Newt Gunray guy, right, or who is this the Bespin guard guy? Like they would be like,
they don't even come up with the things half the time.
No, they don't. It's made up after the fact. Yeah. It's like Pablo Hidalgo people make it up.
I saw someone post a picture of the visual dictionary for Solo. They're like, I'm amazed at how knowledgeable Pablo Hidalgo is about Star Wars. And I'm just like, he makes it up.
It's easy to be knowledgeable about it when you're the guy that can just make it in the first place.
Ethan Tesson says, what species is Darth Plagueis?
He's a moon. Well,
Pronounced moon.
a moon. A moon. I always said moon, like Olivia Munn.
Shout out. It's just we don't.
He is canon, but like who or what he is
Right.
not canon.
He's Snoke.
He is Snoke.
Doesn't have to though, because I don't know if it's canon that Plagueis is a moon.
No, but if they brought him back, that's what they would use because that was they had the book about him and stuff. Back
But I'm
in the
saying
day.
they don't have to though.
No, they
at
don't.
this point.
But they would. I think it's safe to assume that.
Yeah.
For trivia's sake, I think you could safely answer that he is a moon. What if everyone liked The Last Jedi? Well, there would be less people getting harassed off of Instagram.
I was just about to say there would be one more actress on Instagram.
Yeah. We'd have less sexist and racist posts littering the internet.
Ugh. Remember when people were upset that Finn was a black stormtrooper?
And it was not even like, it was like the dumbest reasons. It was like, the prequels showed us that the clones are not, like the stormtroopers are clones. And it's like, well, they weren't by this time. They weren't even by the time of the original trilogy. It's like they got it wrong. They're like mad, and they weren't even correct. What language did Geonosians speak? I don't know.
I don't know.
My guess would be bug talk. That's what they would say. Do you
Bug
speak bug
talk?
talk? I took an elective on it on Asgard.
What's going on, yellow journalists? Has been a long time. It's nice to see all my day ones popping back in. Because we started from the bottom, now we're here. Babe Fortuna is a Twi'lek. Unless you subscribe to Garrett's theory, which is that he was. I don't know about that one, man.
No, it's definitely true.
I don't know about that, dude. They both have Leku. Who else had Leku in the original trilogy?
It wasn't called Leku at that point. It was just
But it
like,
was
what can we make out of paper mache for our creature designs or whatever, rubber.
I don't know, man.
He has like weird bulbs on his head too.
I mean,
And like he has sharp teeth and red
Ula
eyes.
might have if she wasn't wearing the thing.
No, because she just has netting. It's smooth. She has a little headscarf, but it's like netting and it's smooth on top. And his Leku are like really skinny and like weird looking, and I don't know.
It's just very. He's not as well fed as Ula. It's fine to have variation.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, I accept that he's a Twi'lek because that's the canon explanation.
Yeah.
But I'll never give up my theory that was not the case at one point or another. How old is Chewbacca in The Force Awakens?
He's
Let's think about it. 190 in Solo, 10 years to A New Hope, 200, 3 years to Empire, 203. We'll say 1 year to Return of the Jedi.
204.
Let's round up. 204 plus, was it 30 years to Force Awakens?
Yep.
So 234. 234 years old, give or take.
You're forgetting about the time warp he gets stuck in. From Legends. From my favorite Star Wars book, Star Wars, The Warp of Magneto.
The Warp of Magneto. That sounds like it would be a pretty good story. Not gonna lie. I'm on board. When are we getting that movie? I would rather get that movie than a Boba Fett movie.
You need to improve your Star Wars standards. First the Darth Maul thing, now you're... Never mind.
Give me a Magneto movie over a Darth
I'm surprised
Maul
they didn't say
movie.
Magneto in the Han Solo movie.
They were itching to. People will like us again.
We said Korea. That's worth something.
Korea.
Yeah.
Cardia, you mean?
Karita.
Karita?
It's
Oh, I thought you were saying
Karita.
Korea.
Yeah, Korea. Wow, vibes. What is the name of Jabba's little pet? Stinky. That's his name. It is.
No, he's talking about Salacious B. Crumb.
Oh no! Wait, then who was Stinky? Oh, that was that Jawa's
Stinky was the son. His
Oh,
son.
okay.
It was not his pet. Salacious B. Crumb.
What do you think the B in Salacious B Crumb stands for?
Baller.
Blood.
Salacious Baller Crumb.
Salacious Blood Crumb. He's a blood.
He's a blood. Oh no.
We don't call him Salacious B Crumb. We call him Salacious B Brum. Saxted says Boyo. Salacious Boyo Crumb.
Salacious Boyo Crumb. How old is Boba Fett in Solo? We can figure this out. So,
I don't know how old.
because we know how Boba Fett is old because he was part of the first batch of clones. So he is 10 years, and he does not age up like the clones do. So he's 10 in Episode 2. More or
All
less.
the young. How do you know all the clones are 10 in Episode 2, or all the clones that are?
Well, if they started making the army at the end of Episode 1, then it's 10 years between Episode 1 and 2.
Is that confirmed? Do they say when they started making it?
I'm pretty sure they say 10 years ago, a Jedi named Saphidius came to us, or something.
That's when he placed the order, though. That's not necessarily when they started making it. Okay, whatever.
They have to be at least like 20, the clone troopers, to fight in the battle, right? Like around that age, they have to be like grown adults. So that means they have to have been grown 10 years ago if they're double, they age double. Anyway, I'm gonna say Boba Fett is 10 years old in Episode 2.
Okay.
Episode 3 is 13.
He says they say clones are 20. Okay, so yeah, he'll be 10 then.
Yeah, so he would be 10. Solo takes place 10 years before A New Hope, so 8 years after Episode 3. So 10 plus 3 plus 8, 21. So Boba Fett is 21 during the events of Solo, a Star Wars story. Unless my math was off. I put in the order for the clones, but shipping took years. He didn't shell out for Prime.
He got just normal retail ground shipping.
Yeah. He's like, okay, but I'm gonna get these Army for the Republic, but on a budget.
Yeah.
22 in Solo? Where was my math wrong? Is this confirmed? Was he actually 11 in Episode 2?
We can't take your highness there. The Hutts are gangsters.
Lots of gangsters. It didn't pay for same day, so it took a while. Yeah, you know. Also, the order got kind of mixed up with some other stuff.
It got delayed.
It happens. It's not anyone's fault.
The order took as long as Seth's job as sail barge.
See you later, General Hux. General Hux.
True.
Report to me with Kylo Ren. It's time to complete his training.
Bring her to me. Once more, it will rule the galaxy. That sounds like a good song. Once more, the Sith will rule the galaxy. Oh yeah. Once more, the Sith rule the galaxy. They call me Palpatine. I'm on a mission. Anakin's the Sith Lord. I'm gonna get him. I got Tyrannus, but he is too gold. And I like... Oh, I'm gonna say too old. I was gonna say I like C-3PO because he's too gold.
Oh.
Apparently Brickwiz is all packed up.
Nice.
Oh my god. Han, don't make bomb threats.
That seems kind of like a Han Solo thing to do.
I mean, yeah, but... Yeah.
To get out of a jam.
Not on a public forum. Once more the Sith will rule the galaxy. Once more the Sith. Garrett says, did you guys hear about Shrek's cameo in episode 9?
I did not, but I'm interested.
You good?
Huh?
I say you good, or you need to move it more? Is it
that's
lined
fine.
up? Oh, whatever.
It's just because I was pushing down and some of the the bottom pillars were popping off because it's not on
okay.
top of the table. But it's alright.
My favorite scene in all of Toy Story is when Woody and Buzz are both in Sid's room, and I guess Woody's in the crate and Buzz is on top of the crate, and they're both like, how does that happen? Oh yeah, so Woody pushes the crate and he jumps down, and then Buzz pushes something on top of him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're not aiming for the truck.
He's not flying, he's falling.
With style.
Reach for the sky.
What great movies.
There's a snake in my boot. I think the Toy Story trilogy is the second best ever, right behind
Star
the
Wars?
prequel trilogy. Nah. Right behind Star Wars. Psych! You thought I was gonna say something nice about the prequels.
Come on, Jay. Come on.
Let her go. Let her go. Let her go. Let her go. Why didn't Padme take Anakin to jail or to court for domestic abuse? I'm just saying. That ain't cool. Can't wait to meet you either, Forever Lego Studios.
For sure, my guy.
Let her go.
Can we get one of those videos where they do 10 hours of blank and it's just 10 hours of Obi-Wan saying, let
Go.
Would it be the first let her go or the second let her go?
Which one was the more forceful one?
Well, the
Let
first one is
her-
let her go, Anakin, and then the second one is the let her go.
That one.
You turned her against me.
You have done that yourself.
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Ugh.
From my point of view, if you started arguing with "from my point of view," you automatically lose. From my point of view, that is such a George Lucas line. From my point of view, ugh.
You don't like The Incredibles? What's wrong with you, Andrew James?
Incredibles are good. It's no Cars, but okay.
That's so funny to me that your favorite Disney Pixar movie is Cars.
I don't understand why that is. I love Cars.
It's generally considered to be the weakest of all of the Disney Pixar movies.
I think I don't know. I don't really care about the story. Story's whatever. But I love the aesthetic and the stadium. Because I'm a big Monster Truck fan, so it's the closest thing I've seen, you know?
Plus we get to hear Rascal Flatts.
Han Solo says, any movie that warrants that many people quoting it is awesome.
Life's like a road that you travel along. There's one day here and the next day gone. Sometimes you turn your back to something. Sometimes you turn your back to the wind. There's a world outside every something.
Bro, I thought you liked Rascal Flatts.
We don't hesitate to break down the garden gates.
So who do you like more, Rascal Flatts or Billy Ray Cyrus?
Bro,
My achy,
my
breaky
achy,
heart.
breaky heart is never gonna be topped by no Rascal Flatts. When I was little, my family and I went to go see Rascal Flatts live in concert at the rodeo. But then the lead singer had strep throat, and so they had to cancel, and we were all very bummed about it.
That's some bantha poodoo.
We got our money back though. It's okay. Garrett, #1 singer. Thank you. I'm glad I'm finally getting the recognition I deserve. The prequels are a meme gold mine, but that's the extent of it. Yeah,
Someone say that?
That was Yellow Journalist. Yeah, that's... I blame prequel memes for, like, kind of twisting the perception of the prequels.
I'm gonna have to push.
Just because they can be made fun of effectively.
Okay. Seth says the prequels are more than meme gold.
There's no boat I can hold. Life is a highway.
I wanna ride it all night long.
You don't go in my way. I wanna ride it all night long.
Yeehaw!
Do
Do you consider yourself a cowboy, Garrett?
Of course.
Okay, cool.
I live in Texas. How can I not be a cowboy?
Do you own a pair of cowboy boots that you can fit right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez, come on. Trying to show me up.
I mean, I don't.
Trying to expose me.
Expose you as the not real Texan.
I have a pair of boots. And they're pretty great. Garrett sings 20 Seconds of Life is a Highway 10-hour edition. Someone get on it.
I wanna ride it all night long.
There was that one other Rascal Flatts song that was like pretty big on the radio. I don't really remember how it goes, but it's like...
Garrett says, I'm a Texan too. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! The Brickwiz, you guys should take me horseback riding when I'm down there.
Oh my god.
Bro, we're metropolitan Texans. I don't know if you know know much about Houston, but... Well, there are some places in Houston you could ride horses, actually, but...
Hey Jay, you ever think about doing a stop motion? I have. Check my channel, homie. Got plenty of stop motions.
See where Jhae cut his teeth originally in the Lego community.
We're not gonna take you horseback riding. We're gonna take you fly fishing.
I actually really like fly fishing.
What exactly is fly fishing?
It's fishing, but it's a little more active. So like normal fishing, right? You cast your line. Depending on what you're doing, you can cast your line, let it sit, or sometimes you'll kind of like slowly reel it in, depending on where you are.
Mm-hmm.
But fly fishing is like you're more. It's like for like on lakes and streams, but it's like you're kind of trying to reel in fish that would be biting like like flies that land on the top of the water.
Oh, okay.
So you're kind of like what you do. You cast it, and kind of keep pulling it up and stuff, and you're trying to draw them in that way.
So contrary to popular belief, fly fishing does not take place on an airplane.
If you had one of those,
that was a SpongeBob.
If you had one of those seaplanes, you could park it and then fly fish off of that.
I mean, but you get the point, though.
Yeah, I get the point.
We're going fly fishing. Boom.
Garrett, what kind of flies do you use this time of year in Texas? Oh, I don't fly fish in Texas. There's really like the places around me. There's nothing. It's just something I do if I visit. One, if I visit relatives in Louisiana, or two, I would do it when I would go to Colorado, which I haven't been in years. So, if someone asked me how do we fish in Texas, I'd be like, bro, I don't know. Go rent a fishing tour and go to Galveston.
You have boots, but you ain't fly fishing.
Wow.
We got horseback riding, fly fishing. We got peas in a can pie. I missed 30 acres, barbecues and pecan pies. Arsenal says, Jay, what do you say? Oh, don't quit your day job to become a comedian. That was comedy gold. That is the funniest moment on television history.
Brickwiz, we'll take you, because I think you said your flight's not till like late Monday evening. We'll go out for some barbecue Monday afternoon, maybe. Because I don't know that we'll have time like during the weekend. But we'll take Maddie Wiz.
I want to take them fly fishing.
For some good Texas barbecue.
Why can't we go fly fishing?
We could. I just don't even know where we would do it.
We could, if you were a real Texan, we could.
If I was a real Texan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We got.
My next mock is actually a fly fishing mock.
Cool. We got tumbleweeds, barbecue, and cactus everywhere. My my imaginary friend was a cactus.
What?
His name was Khaki the Cactus.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
What did you think of that SpongeBob episode as a kid?
The Texas one?
Yeah.
I hated it. I was like, why are they making fun of Texas? I never understood it.
I always thought it was so cool that, like, I was like, wow, like, this is, like, Texas is, like, well-known enough to, like, be, like, because, like,
The center of this
I
episode.
remember first watching it, I was like, oh, this makes sense because this show's about Texas. I live in Texas. Everything's centered around me.
Right,
I'm a little
yeah.
kid. But then I would think about it, like, later on. I was like, oh, this is, like, a show that everyone watches.
Right.
And it's, like, this is about where I live. And it's, like, it's kind of a joking kind of parody, but in the end, it's not really, you know.
Right,
so
yeah.
They became accepting of it being different.
No, I was always upset about it. Like,
Oh, really?
It's like, why are they talking crap
Why are they
about Texas?
making fun of my home. Texas is the best. You are correct. You are correct, John Cena.
Yellow Journalist says I always hated Texas because of an episode.
Wow. No respect.
Go back.
John Cena,
to-
where should we take Matt for barbecue?
Let's take him to Bubba's Barbecue.
Oh yeah, you flying on Wednesday. That's right. But you're flying out Monday evening, right? People from other countries see America as California, Texas, and New York. Well, they don't
That's
call,
about right.
They don't call the Midwest flyover states for nothing. That's pretty disrespectful. As someone from a place that gets stereotyped a lot.
I'm pretty sure Seth is from the Midwest.
Oh no! This is me defending it. I'm saying the flyover states is like the stereotype, right? But like as someone from his place that is often stereotyped and portrayed not, I think correctly, I wouldn't just cast off those states, you know. Everywhere has a story to be told. You're going my way. I'm on private.
Dun, 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 dun.
No. No. Not doing it.
Dun, 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 dun. Bro, that's a good song. I didn't realize how good that song was until that day.
Welcome to my house.
Hey. There's one thing I appreciate about these streams is that it's made me appreciate good music.
Like Cardi B.
Drink tea, you're fine, dude. Don't worry. Oh yeah, like Cardi B. Oh, I already knew Cardi B was great. I didn't need no stream to tell me that. Doesn't Texas have like 300 trillion people? I don't know the population of Texas. Population of Houston is what? 3 million?
Well, yeah. See, now obviously we can't go to like Hill Country, Mid Texas, True Barbecue.
I wouldn't even want to go there.
We have to settle for Houston Barbecue, which is still great, of course.
How would you feel if I told you I don't really care for barbecue?
Honestly, barbecue is not my like favorite type of food, but I like it a lot, and it's definitely like it's like a Texas staple, you know.
Like I can't recall a time where I've been like, I'm gonna go buy barbecue. I usually just like if it's a family gathering, it's like, oh, let's have barbecue.
No, even when my family all gets together, we don't cook barbecue. We don't barbecue. We eat a lot of Cajun stuff actually.
Y'all cook fish from when you were fly fishing?
We go out and fly fish on the man-made Texan lakes.
Exactly. Dun,
Dun,
dun, dun, dun, dun. Brickfiesta says, looking forward to Taco Bell TV. Do you really not have Taco Bell? You've never had Taco Bell? I mean, honestly, I wouldn't look forward to it that much. To be quite honest.
If you never had to eat, sleep, or go to anything else, how long would it take you to disassemble the entire Crait MOC and reassemble it? Like, without eating or sleeping or having to take breaks?
Like, if we just blades.
It would still probably take, like, maybe, like, just, like, 2 straight months.
Yeah. We disassembled it first. Do we have to take it like a... Well, I guess I don't know.
It's just your Taco Bell has made so many appearances, so I'm excited.
I can't believe you don't have Taco Bell.
He does. He's had it before. He's just saying
okay.
it's like ours. No, bro. You can experience as much as we love Taco Bell. It ain't nothing special. But you are having some Whataburger, my friend. Let me tell you.
Bro,
that.
we gotta take him to In-N-Out. I want to go to In-N-Out. We're definitely going to In-N-Out.
Why?
You don't want to go to In-N-Out?
I mean, I guess.
Wow, for someone who claims to be a foodie, you have no appreciation for good food.
Wow.
Cena, do you want to go to In-N-Out?
I'm down to go to. I mean, honestly, we're gonna eat on the cheap, but we definitely should still. You know, we gotta eat Whataburger because that's just a Texas thing. Like, you know. And Matt hasn't had Whataburger and never been to Texas, so we're doing that.
Cena says In-N-Out and Whata.
But we're in San Antonio, man. There's so many good taco places. We gotta go get tacos.
I want In-N-Out. Why can't you let me live?
I mean, we can go get In-N-Out for like a cheap lunch one of the days. We're gonna be
No, I want In-N-Out for dinner every day. We're there. Five says, never had In-N-Out because I live in Canada. Is it really as good as people say it is? Yes, it is.
It's hard to decide on
Dude,
food
we
in
can
Texas.
get well, I guess. Let's just...
That's the... Matt can't get
Yeah,
Whataburger
I know.
It's not for us.
Alright, I'm looking drink tea. Am I supposed to... Oh, he looked up Texas population, and it says 300 trillion people.
Sounds
okay.
Sounds about
that
right.
sounds about right.
I don't know enough about Texas to dispute that.
Did you just make this? Jamin says In-N-Out is really no better than a Five Guys or Wendy's. Bruh. Garrett says In-N-Out is heckin' amazing. Yes, In-N-Out.
In-N-Out is good. I'm not like gonna besmirch In-N-Out, but I would eat a Whataburger before I ate it at In-N-Out.
Serious?
Whataburger is better than In-N-Out.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
It's definitely better.
No, it's not.
Let's get a tally going in the chat.
All right, guys. Well, I mean, that's so niche. How many people in the chat you think have had both Whataburger and In-N-Out?
John Cena probably has.
Cena, have you? Yeah, I'm sure he has.
Cena, In-N-Out or Whataburger?
Drink Tea says In-N-Out is better.
Wow, drink tea.
He knows. He has a great judgment. Garrett says Whataburger. Forever Lego says In-N-Out. See, look, John Cena says In-N-Out is better. Yep, I trust John Cena.
In-N-Out is not better than Whataburger. And don't you forget it.
Bring it around town. Stop on your left foot. Don't forget it. Yeah, guys, it's In-N-Out. Jay, post a quick picture on Flickr of the transport and the inside.
He says Whataburger.
That's not exactly an easy thing for me to do right now.
But it hasn't just won over the culture. Bluebell is just ice cream. Whataburger is like, it's like great fast food with so many different options. In-N-Out has 4 options.
It's all it needs.
They do the burger great. I prefer a In-N-Out cheeseburger to a Whataburger cheeseburger.
But
I don't get a cheeseburger every time I go to Whataburger.
But that still settles the debate, though.
Patty melt at Whataburger, dude.
That still settles
Honey
the debate.
barbecue chicken strip sandwich combo on Texas toast.
If Whataburger made those things, it'd be better.
If In-N-Out made them,
I mean, if In-N-Out made
they don't
those
have the
things, it'd be
capabilities
better.
to do it. They have their two hamburgers they make.
They don't. That's all they need.
Also, their fries are pretty weak. In-N-Out fries are not that great.
Dude, animal fries I will take over anything.
Overrated.
Bruh, no. Animal fries over everything.
Wait, they have In-N-Out in the U.S. too? Yes. It was made here. Garrett has a good point. Yes, thank you, John Cena. How many options are on the In-N-Out menu?
It doesn't matter.
Obviously, they
it
can
doesn't
make
need
the one
it.
thing they focus on really good. And I like In-N-Out, but Whataburger is better.
No,
It's
not.
a better choice. And it's not just because
I feel like you conceding that the burger is better, like that's sufficient to concede that In-N-Out is better.
No, because what if someone goes and they're like, I don't want to eat a cheeseburger today? You can go to Whataburger
Then
and have a million
Then
options.
you wouldn't go to Whataburger? Okay.
No, but there's a bunch of other options there. Chicken strip sandwiches, grilled chicken, fried chicken.
I feel like if you're gonna compare them, you
Can you get onion rings
You
at
have to
In-N-Out?
compare. No, but you
Onion
have to
rings at
compare,
Whataburger?
No, you have to compare what they actually have in common.
Read what John Cena just said.
Says what might be better overall. Yeah, okay. If you say because okay, but that's by default. Like they can have crappy chicken tenders, and you can still be like, oh, it's better because you have another option.
But their chicken tenders aren't crappy. All their
But they
food
don't
is
have
good.
But that's what I'm saying. There's no standard to hold it to, so it doesn't matter. Just because.
What do you mean there's no standard to hold it to? It's a good restaurant. It's got great food. That's what we're talking
No,
about.
no. Your argument is that it has more options, so it's better. I'm saying if you're going to compare the two, you have to compare the burgers.
I'm saying out of one dish, In-N-Out might be better than Whataburger.
Okay, then that's sufficient.
Why? Whataburger has a million other options.
No, because you.
It's like taking two restaurants and comparing them. If
I'm
one of
saying
them only
it
makes
do-
one thing, that doesn't make them better because they might do that one thing good.
That's the argument. It's like, oh, if I'm gonna, which one am I gonna choose to eat? You have to compare what they actually have in common. If you're saying they have chicken strips, it
I'm
doesn't
comparing
matter.
them as fast food restaurants, not on their cheeseburger. Because there's more to both of them than that. One, In-N-Out's fries are not as good as Whataburger's fries.
Animal fries are better than any fries you can get.
Nah.
Yeah. Animal fries over everything. Two,
Nah.
at that like with your argument, it doesn't matter what their French fries or it doesn't matter what their chicken tenders taste like because they have them and In-N-Out doesn't. Like that's not.
But
fair.
I'm saying that's what helps make what pushes Whataburger over.
Because they just have it.
No, because they have it and it's good. They
Right,
have
but,
all
but
sorts
there's
of
no
other stuff.
standard though.
My
Like,
favorite thing I get at Whataburger is not a cheeseburger.
I mean that's fine, but
Yeah.
I'm saying if you're gonna make an argument about which one is better, you have to compare the burgers.
Why?
Because
That's
okay,
saying that's like giving
people
In-N-Out
will-
a handicap, basically, because they don't do as much.
they don't,
That's what
but
you're
that's
saying.
but that's not the point though. Like if
That is the. What do you mean? That's what if we're comparing them as restaurants, and it's saying you can't compare them beyond this one thing because one of them only does that. Like that's basically not fair to the other restaurant that makes all this other stuff. It's like you're being like, no, that doesn't count because this restaurant only does this one thing.
if you're gonna
You're giving
compare,
that one
if
restaurant
you're gonna
a
compare
handicap.
which one is better, you have to. That's like comparing what's better a Star Wars movie or a superhero movie and be like, oh, I like the super movie because it has superheroes. Well, you can't that can't be your criterion because
If I liked
it doesn't
superheroes
have
more
it.
than Star Wars, then that would be an appropriate reason to say I liked that more than Star Wars.
But that's not a way to say one's better than the other. That you can say you like it more.
Well,
but that
obviously it's
doesn't
all
necessarily mean it's
subjective. Like, this is getting into like pointless arguing when it's like, obviously, choosing one restaurant over the other is completely subjective. There's no like kind of.
better. Right, but if you're gonna weigh them, you have to look at what they actually have to contribute.
John Cena says Whata is a better restaurant, but In-N-Out has the better burger.
I feel like having the better burger, that's sufficient. I don't know. I just assume when we have this argument that we're talking about the burgers, like
I'm talking about Whataburger, like the restaurant. I'm not just like limiting it. Cause like when I go to Whataburger, I don't even get their cheeseburgers. I do sometimes. I get a bacon cheeseburger, but
I don't think I've ever even had a cheeseburger from Whataburger.
I used to. Back when before they would do their all-time favorites all the time, and they would only bring them around seasonally.
That's so dumb. I hate seasonal food. That is so dumb.
Whataburger doesn't do it as much, thankfully.
Oh, the McRib's back. We can't make this.
Okay, McRibs suck. First off,
Right, but like
Those are not even
the
worth-
the idea that this food is back.
yeah, I know. It's pointless. It's like It's like marketing gimmicks.
I don't like marketing gimmicks. That's why I don't like Star Wars.
Thank you, yellow journalist. Boom. Boom, boys, boom.
Nah, man, it's all about internet.
I'm the Iron Man in this fight. Wait, Iron Man lost. I'm
I was
Captain
gonna say,
America in this
he
fight. Well, his side won.
Iron Man got effed up.
He got double teamed. It wasn't fair.
That is true.
Well, Matt's gonna be able to try. He'll try both this over the weekend. He's here.
I don't know. I think even if I would prefer an In-N-Out burger to any given thing that Whataburger has.
I mean, part of that is like I say Whataburger. I don't even know if In-N-Out has a better cheeseburger than Whataburger, honestly. But I don't get to have In-N-Out all the time, whereas I get to have Whataburger all the time. So it's like if someone came up to me right now and was like, "Would you rather have this Whataburger meal you always get or the In-N-Out burger?" I would choose the In-N-Out burger because I don't get to have it very often. But overall, like if I had to choose,
burger because I like it more than anything Whataburger has.
But like if I had to choose, like if it was like you could only ever eat at Whataburger again or only ever eat at In-N-Out again, I would choose Whataburger without a doubt.
I'm taking In-N-Out.
Not a true Texan.
Cena says El Paso has the best Tex-Mex in the world. That makes sense, I guess.
I don't know. San Antonio and Texas, and Houston both have great Tex-Mex. I feel like you can find great Tex-Mex all over Texas. Maybe not Dallas, but Dallas is soulless.
Do you either have any shakes?
Of course.
They both have shakes.
Yeah.
And In-N-Out kills it on the shakes.
Actually, I love Whataburger shakes.
Oh, they're great, but In-N-Outs are better.
I've only had In-N-Out shakes once.
Whataburger shakes I have to let sit for a while before I can drink it.
They're very stiff.
Yeah. In-N-Out, I get it, and I'm slurping.
Dairy Queen. Lame. I go to Whataburger.
If you told me right now, Jhae, let's go to Dairy Queen, I would be like, I have no clue where that
the nearest Dairy Queen is.
Yeah.
No, dude, I'd have like times where my brother and I would be like, I don't know, 11 o'clock or midnight, and be like, bro, let's go get some ice cream. And I'd be like, you want to go to Dairy Queen? And then we'd have to sit, like, the same way we'd go to Whataburger or something, like, in the middle of the night. We'd have to be like, wait. One, we'd have to look up where Dairy Queen was, and then we'd immediately find it closes at, like, 10.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, okay. We'll go to Whataburger and get shakes.
John Cena says DQ only for the shakes, nothing else. I didn't know Dairy Queen was still around.
Yeah, they're hanging out.
Dairy Queen's like Burger King. Like, where is Burger King?
There's a Burger King actually pretty close to where I live. We have Papacitos. Papacitos is good, but that's like a big chain restaurant. It's
Wow. Really?
I mean, like Papacitos is good, but I'm gonna.
Oh, you're talking about for Mexican foods? Oh,
yeah. Like
okay,
if you want like good like Tex-Mex Mexican food, there's a million other places to go.
I've had like the worst experiences with Papacitos.
Because it's a big chain. They're so like. It's like an assembly line, you know.
Well, I don't know. The first time I had Papacitos, I got like food poisoning for a week. It's the only time I've ever been sick for a week, and that was from Papacitos.
Yuck.
And then the second time I had Papacitos, there was glass in my food. I kid you not. Like pieces of a plate.
I'm not surprised.
Cena says Papados or Papacitos.
Neither.
You can't even compare them.
I would rather go to Papados, but
I would go to Papados because I like seafood more.
I like seafood. I don't know if I like seafood necessarily more, but I like Papados' seafood more than Papacitos' Tex-Mex.
Okay.
So Brick was asking what is Tex-Mex exactly. So people in the chat that know can also point in, but it's like, I mean, it's basically a blend between like kind of. It's not even really a blend. Like it's basically.
It's just a style of Mexican food.
It's a style of Mexican food. That's very kind of. It's like food for the border, kind of the idea. Like,
I would call it like an American version of Mexican food. Like it's like big
Yeah.
portions and like just how stuff is made. It's like
big portions.
how
greasy.
Americans would want Mexican food.
Yeah, but it's super tasty and good. Like lots of cheese and grease. It's great, and it incorporates a lot of like Mexican dishes and stuff, obviously. But you've never had an enchilada, bro? Oh, enchiladas, dude. So good.
Enchiladas might be my favorite. No, I might just go with tacos. Tacos are just safe.
I love enchiladas.
I love enchiladas too, but I guess I look at it as like which one can I eat more of, and I could just imagine myself sitting down and eating tacos endlessly.
Can you pass me the 2x6 bricks?
Yeah.
And you get me another handful.
Have you ever been to A&W, Garrett?
A&W, like the root beer place?
Yeah.
No, because they don't have any like near here, do they?
I've seen like one.
Or they used to. I think they used to.
They definitely used to.
I don't, because I never went to it while I was around.
Yeah. Yeah,
burrito over
Brick, how have
taco.
you never had an enchilada? I find that shocking.
An enchilada is Tex-Mex. That's not. They don't have those everywhere.
I guess.
Like when you go up north, you'll find there'll be Tex-Mex restaurants spattered about, but like you're more likely to find like Mexican restaurants than strictly Tex-Mex. Whereas in Texas, obviously, you're gonna find a lot of Tex-Mex.
I don't know. I thought enchiladas were more of a thing.
That's what when
Like,
I was a
there's
kid, I definitely thought that like Mexican food was enchiladas.
Yeah.
Because that's what I would always eat. But like that's not even like in Mexico they don't eat enchiladas really.
Then where did the term the whole enchilada come from? Is that a Texas thing?
I don't know. I mean, enchilada is obviously a Spanish word, so
Yeah.
that comes from something. Why are U.S. restaurants in Peru? Globalization, baby.
Bad job.
It's alright. Not important. Alright, I guess we could also start thinking about like where we might want some little cave inlets on the sides. I feel like we don't want them exactly in the same spots on both sides. Might, like so
You
we
mean
can
like
switch them up.
like in here?
Like yeah, along what would be the back. Yeah, I guess that's what you have. Well,
What do you mean?
so yeah,
Like
yeah,
on the
yeah,
side?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry, because mine has shifted, and I was thinking like, wait, what? Okay, well,
Okay,
yeah, on
I
the
got you.
But yeah, basically on the side, because we'll have like the cutout for that, right? So we won't have any next to it, but like maybe kind of up, like in this area.
Yeah.
I would put one like here maybe, and I just wouldn't want them to be like the same on both sides.
Right.
Kind of switch it up. I've never had poutine. It's a Canadian dish. The food is the bomb, boys. I've had Thai food before. There's some pretty great Thai places in Houston.
But is it bomb bad?
I love Thai food. It's like orange chicken curry. Houston pretty much has every type of food you can possibly imagine, except for poutine. Although I could probably find some place that serves poutine.
I don't know. I don't get the feeling there's anything I wouldn't be able to find here. It's so big and diverse. Like
We have such a like massive immigrant population from all over. Like obviously certain communities get more influx, so they kind of get flushed out more. But there's like we have like an Ethiopian food festival held in Houston every year.
yeah.
Like things like that, you know. It's just that's why we were the fattest city for a long time.
Who is it now?
I'm not sure. I think Mexico City is actually the fattest in the world now. But Houston used to be. It's because all of our great
We
food.
gotta take our title back.
Even Peruvian food. I guarantee you there's Peruvian. I've obviously haven't been to any, but I guarantee there's some Peruvian restaurants somewhere in Houston.
Post Lamone says thoughts on IHOB.
More power to IHOP for doing whatever.
It's all about Waffle House over here.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, that
was
Brickwiz. Have you ever had Waffle House? Is just Southern, right?
Yeah. They definitely don't have Waffle House.
Waffle House is amazing.
Drink T says thoughts on Post Malone. Garrett has already given his thoughts on Post Malone.
I'm not a.
Even though he proceeded that by singing Post Malone.
Waffle House.
Oh,
is
apparently
awful.
Brickwiz has Waffle House.
You got Waffle Houses up there, bro? That's awesome. Waffle House is amazing. Garrett, I don't. No.
What happened?
Garrett said Waffle House is awful.
Wow.
You're a disrespect to the Garrett name.
No. Appreciate that, Storms.
Stormson. There's one like 5 minutes from me. Man, Brickwiz has a Waffle House closer to him than I have one to me.
Wow.
That's not fair. I love.
Brickwiz, are you gonna let me come spend a week at your house? He like recorded a video, I guess, on his deck the other day, and I was like, wow, I'd like to be there. I want to film an MTV Crib style video at your house, Wiz.
Post Malone is boy. I like Post Lamone personally.
Do you really?
What about the new hit McDonald's? We haven't gotten any of those down here in the old Texas yet. We're holding out.
I've had McDonald's so many times as a child that it's hard for me to like get excited for it ever again.
I've never been excited for McDonald's. It's like if I need if I want a meal that tastes pretty good that'll fill me up for $7, then I'm going to McDonald's.
You didn't get excited for McDonald's as a child?
We did not go to McDonald's when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
We went to Chick-fil-A. That was like we would get excited for Chick-fil-A.
Oh, okay. I would have hated Chick-fil-A as a kid.
Really? Why?
No burgers, I guess.
Chicken nuggets. Oh, I never got burgers.
And also, I hated the fries.
Oh, the waffle fries, dude. We would count and see who would get the biggest fry.
Wow, that's a...
Count the holes in the fry.
That is the most suburban thing you've ever told me.
Boba Fett Lego says, I'm staying at Texas right now. It's really hot. I guess you guys already know that. It is extremely hot. I already know we're in for a brutal summer.
Last night felt decent.
Last night was decent. Actually, I was out in the backyard with my pops.
Were you fly fishing?
No, we were drinking wine and smoking cigars.
But you weren't fly fishing?
Nah.
Thorny Bricks Boyo says, I find Tim Hortons is best for me. I'm pretty sure we don't have Tim Hortons.
No, that's a Canadian thing.
Is it really?
I think so.
There's definitely there's a bunch in Michigan.
Oh, okay. So
It's like a
northern states
yeah.
would probably have it, yeah.
Yeah, that and Bob Evans.
Do you guys crank the AC a ton?
Heck yeah.
You have to.
So let's film Colt like hop in my crib. Dude, that would be dope. Do either of your parents have foreign cars?
Boba Fett, we're in Houston. So not only is it Texas hot, but it's Texas humid.
Wiz, do you have a Rari in the driveway? Appreciate that, Post Lamone. Says, my dad has a Lexus, my mom an Infinity truck. Well, that's no Rari, but it'll work for the video. Alright, see ya, JJG.
It's like Florida up in here.
It says truck, LMAO. So, that's a good debate, sort of. When I was younger, I would group SUVs and trucks in the same category. Like, they were the same thing to
Yeah,
me.
no, because we would call my mom's Expedition like the red truck.
Exactly,
That's what we
yeah.
called it.
I don't get why people make such a big deal. Like, oh no, it's not a truck, it's an SUV.
Truck enthusiasts.
What's up, Andrew James?
It is considered a truck, just not a pickup truck. There you go. You missed us all deciding that Whataburger was better than In-N-Out. That's about all you missed, Andrew James.
That was not the consensus of the chat at all.
When will this mock be done? Well, we will stop working on it July 4th-ish.
We should celebrate with fireworks.
We should. I don't think anyone does that on July 4th, so.
Yeah, it'd be something unique to do.
Mm-hmm.
So when Arsenal commented, here we go again. After you made that foolish remark. How would you guys feel if Garrett and I got into an actual fight over this?
Dude, I'll throw hands for the honor of Whataburger. I ain't about to let my baby be disrespected.
What a dweeb.
You should blow the mock up on July 4th.
Wow.
Brickwiz is flying down on July 4th. Perfect. We'll go. Well, we won't do anything that day probably. Actually,
Yeah.
I actually have work that day. I think. Oh no.
You
I'm
went-
thinking of this
you
week.
wouldn't know that.
I'm thinking of this. I'm sorry. I'm thinking.
I'm like, did I miss something?
It's probably going to be too dry to light fireworks in Houston this year. Yeah, but I've actually never cared. I've really never cared for 4th of July festivities. Mainly, I think growing up in Texas because it's just hot. Like I don't want to go outside to watch it. I don't want to be outside for like hours on end and not at a pool. If I'm gonna be outside, I need to be swimming.
Let's do fireworks on the lake. Don't you live by a lake, Garrett? Where you go fly fishing?
Not exactly.
Arsenal says I'd call the Brickbuster if you guys fought.
I think he's busy about to start a new beef.
Yep, here we go again. John Cena says pool party at my... Do you have a pool? Let's go to John Cena's house.
Oh, yeah. What would... Bro. My grandparents have a pool, too, so we could...
Says I have a lake behind my house so we can do fireworks. Dude, is there anything you don't have?
Do you guys have good brisket or like some pulled pork? I've been craving that. If we went somewhere with barbecue, then yeah.
I honestly don't care for brisket or pulled pork.
I love brisket. Brisket's my favorite like barbecue food.
For me, it's burgers. Cena's living large. Yeah, that's that WWE paycheck. Cena says pool, outdoor deck with an outdoor fan and a lake. Let's get it, bro. Well, I know what I'm doing for the 4th of July.
Dude. Yeah, because that day we can like pack up and stuff, and then a nice little kickback. John Cena, what's your policy? What's your policy on BYOB? At the Cena Casa.
What were we talking about? Oh, we were with when I think I asked Austin what did he feel about your opinion on Drake. I think he thought I said like drinking. He's like, well, Garrett's obviously an alcoholic. I'm like, wait, what?
Live streamed pool party.
The lake is nothing unless it has a rope swing. It ain't that kind of lake, I'll tell you that. He says no rules at the Cena compound.
Bro, I will be pulling through with... Well...
How long will you keep us this MOC?
Like, how long will we keep the MOC together?
Like, it's getting disassembled basically right after Brickfiesta.
Well, probably not right after.
I mean, like, it's not gonna hang around. There's no reason to keep it around.
We won't, like, put it back together. Hopefully we'll get... I mean, ideally we'll have everything we want about it to, like, we'll film what we want to everything, because we want to obviously have a big showcase video where we show off everything. We're going to have another video where we just go through every minifigure. Probably another video where we go through every single Easter egg and, like, things like that, so...
Yeah.
If we somehow don't manage to get all those filmed, then maybe we'll... Because Crait disassembles really well, so worst comes to worst, we'll put it back together one more time, but ideally, that's not something we'll have to do. Dude, John Cena, that would be amazing.
Cena says, or Arsenal says, is Texas as flat as some people say? Here in Pennsylvania, it's very mountainous and forested.
Texas is depending on where you are. You can way out in West Texas, there's mountains.
Yeah.
Central Texas is very hilly. There's you know, there are elevations and rivers and stuff. It's called the Hill Country. But like Dallas, kind of near Dallas, East Texas, and where we are in Houston, it's just like extremely flat.
Oh yeah. I feel like Austin is weird. Austin has like a surprising amount of hills.
It's pretty hilly. I mean, it's part of the hill country, but even then, it's a lot more. There's a lot more elevation difference in Austin compared to like San Marcos.
Yeah. Houston is like totally flat.
There's a lot of areas near San Antonio too, like those like plateaus and stuff out there.
Oh, okay.
But Houston is like, I mean, we're like at sea level pretty much, and we're just flat. Yeah. East Texas is flat with a lot of trees.
Yeah, I live basically like 10 minutes from Cena, and we live like 30 minutes from Garrett, and that's with no traffic.
Yeah. I'm dedicated. I drive out here.
How does it feel being from Sugarland?
I had a safe upbringing.
When you're out of town, do you tell people, "Oh, I'm from Sugarland, Texas"?
No, I say I'm from Houston.
Okay.
You tell people you're from Jersey Village.
This actually isn't even Jersey Village, and no.
Cypress.
Yeah. I used to live in Jersey Village.
Yeah.
And I still never told people that.
Yeah.
It's all Houston to me.
It's all Houston.
Post Lamone says, not to be rude because you guys are Texans, but do you like guns?
I like guns.
I do not like guns.
I own a couple of guns.
Keep that thing on them.
I keep it strapped. See, y'all never see my back, but I actually got a pistol in the back strap of my pants. A 6-shooter, obviously.
Like Ray.
Yeah, I keep that thing on me.
I keep that thing on me.
Seeing Garrett's head next to a giant wall of Lego really puts perspective into how big this thing is. Yeah, I don't know. After Comic Palooza, I hadn't seen the mountains for a couple weeks, and I came over that first time, and I was like, "Oh wow, I forgot we built those." These are some big boys, is what I would say. Film that what? I don't do gun streams, so there's no reason to show them.
Them there guns.
Them there guns.
Rough estimate on how many Lego... Oh, never mind. It went away. Cena says probably 95% of Texans own a gun. I don't know if I'd go that far.
There's a lot of people in the cities wouldn't own as much, but pretty much everyone that lives in rural Texas owns at least one gun for sure. The people that do own guns make up for the people that don't own guns by owning 100 of them. So I'm gonna take Jhae shooting one of these days.
I'm cool on that.
Bro. You don't want to be like that one guy. You don't want to be like the guy.
That foo-foo lane stuff. I ain't with it. I said, Clark, set your fitted. Swag.
You need to follow him on Twitter.
I actually follow him on Facebook. I have him on Facebook.
So you see his recent things he's been saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently he went back to school and he...
Wait, really?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't see that?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, no, he posted a picture. He was like, it's never too late to turn your life around. What were you seeing? We can talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about when we maybe we should take a break.
Yeah, we should. I'm kind of hungry.
Same.
We can take the break at 8:20.
8:20. All right, guys, we're gonna be taking a break in approximately 2 minutes.
That foo-foo lane stuff, I ain't with it. I sling shots at your fitted. Swag.
He was on Tosh Point, didn't you know?
Oh, yes, he was.
We should go to my family ranch to blow stuff up. Dude, John Cena, we're friends, right? We need to hang out more.
Clearly. It says it's like an hour and 30 minutes away, though. It's alright, no big deal.
I'll check my Discord when we go on break. Drink tea.
What happened to drink lean Minecraft?
I don't know. Ask John Cena.
Sip lean Minecraft and more. Drink F casual J fan. Why do we call him that? I think. What did he not remember?
I'm not sure.
Boba Fett says, "Do you guys have any yodeling Walmart stores here, or just regular ones?" Dude, if I had a yodeling Walmart store, I'd be there every day. If I walked into a Walmart and heard someone yodeling, I know I was in the right place. What's up, Lego bricks? I can't believe this is actually happening. We got a long way to go, but Cena says, Brickwiz, you need to extend your trip. Stay here for another week. I could sure go for some In and Out right now. Guess I'll have to set her for Whataburger.
Oh, we're going to Whataburger?
Yeah. I'd like to.
See all that chatting, talking about Whataburger. So it's like, you know what sounds so good right now?
I guess I'll settle for it.
John Cena, have you eaten dinner? You should just like pick him up and take him back, and just like he can just sit in the middle of the.
Oh yeah, see, if you want to come through, Cena, that'd be dope.
Are you?
I was gonna say it would be a bit much to go get him and then go eat and then take him back because he's not that close.
To all the Texans out there, what is the most annoying assumption people make about you when they find out you are from Texas?
They assume that like I've been racially discriminated against a lot.
Yeah, no, it definitely has to kind of, not to get like political about stuff, but it definitely goes to kind of like that kind of meaner stereotype.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we can't speak for all of Texas. Texas is very different depending on where you are in
exactly.
Texas.
But when you're from a big city in Texas, it's fine.
Especially the city we're from. Like, the one that I would get... So, this has only happened, like, once. I don't remember... Where was I? This was... Where was I? I was not in Texas. I was visiting somewhere else. But someone basically kind of, like... I don't know. We were, like, joking. It was like my family. We were out eating somewhere. And, like, someone that was also there, like, heard we were from Texas or something and made, like, a joke about... Well, basically an insensitive joke at the expense of the non-white people. And so just kind of like them assuming that because we're from Texas we're going to be racist. I was kind of like, bro, my family's from the most diverse city in the nation, pretty much. Yeah. You ain't going to find that with me.
You can miss me with that.
Miss me with that hater stuff. Miss me with that haterade.
Cena says he can come after the break. Yeah, dude. Fall through.
That we carry guns everywhere. That's another one.
Yeah, you push the 2x6 over here.
Or that we ride horses all the time.
I've actually never ridden a horse.
I have never ridden a horse either.
Jhae, what's your favorite theme besides Star Wars? I'm going with creator, specifically expert.
You racist, the rich boyos don't want you.
Exactly.
Miss us with the haterade.
Did someone ask us one time if we were racist?
Because we're from Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are seeing the prejudice.
If any of you remember, I'm just a small town girl living in a lonely world. Is that how that song goes?
Uh-huh.
Does he really say I'm a small time girl, or does he say you're a small time girl?
The song is a duet between a guy and a girl. The girl sings the I'm.
Oh, okay. So what does the guy say?
Just a city boy.
Oh, okay. I like the girl part better.
Born and raised in South Detroit.
What song is that?
What is that song called? Oh my gosh, I cannot think right now. Someone in the chat, what's that song called? Tell us now.
You know what that song is like for me? Bohemian Rhapsody.
The biggest assumption is that you all wear cowboy hats and have a good old Texas accent. You know, there's like the Houston accent is like not.
I wouldn't even say there is a
not
Houston
even
accent.
existent. There's like, I mean, there's like kind of inner city dialects that you would find kind of in any big city, but it's not even like.
I don't know. It doesn't like people from like if I was out of town and I heard someone talk, I wouldn't be able to like be like, oh, that sounds like someone from Houston.
Yeah,
like,
no.
I couldn't do that.
Depending on the words they said, though.
Yeah, yeah. They say it fixin' to.
Fixin' to. I'm fixing to get on the feeder road.
The feeder, yep.
Or if there's any mention of swingers.
Swangers. I'm rolling on swangers. It says Houston is too diverse to have an accent. Yeah. I love when I meet people I talk from Texas and they're like, you don't sound like you're from Texas. Like, well then.
That's what Houston is, bro.
Bruce Rebel says, would you guys be surprised if I told you my mom is from Canada? Dad is in Okie. Does that mean he's from Oklahoma? Okay. Never heard that before. And he says he is a Texan. Nice.
I would not be surprised. That's... A lot of Texans are like... Their parents are from various places. Swingers is our language.
For real, though.
Yeah, I don't think anyone outside of Houston would know what a swinger is.
No.
People only know what drink is because of all
The rappers. Drink lean Minecraft. So who sings that South Detroit song?
I don't know. I guess no one told us. The smell of wine and cheese.
Says, have you guys ever been to the Lego Discovery Center in Dallas? It's so disappointing. I've went there. I don't know if I call it disappointing because I didn't have high expectations.
I've never been, actually.
He says Journey. All right.
I know Journey sings it. I couldn't think of the...
Say it again. What? Oh. Huh. Oh, did you actually see it? Oh.
A Discovery Center?
Discovery Centers are fine. The only problem is people refer to them as Legoland.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard some people be like, oh, yeah, I went to Legoland. I'm like, oh, like, which one did you go to? And they'll be like, oh, the one in Washington, D.C. And it's just like, wait, what? And I'm like, oh, okay, never mind.
Well, because at the Lego store, I'll have people that ask me, like, I was talking to a mom and her kid, and the mom was like, yeah, we were actually planning a trip to go to Legoland. And I was like, oh, which one? And she was like, the one in Dallas. And I was like, I didn't want to be like, you do know that that's not like...
Yeah, exactly.
And so... Or actually, you know what? Actually, okay, no. So she'd asked me, she was like, oh, is the one in Dallas worth going to? And then I explained to her, like...
Right, yeah.
I was like, if you're in Dallas, definitely check it out. But don't plan a trip around it.
Right.
It's just a glorified Lego store. But we'll go to the one in Chicago. So.
We gotta check out the Pick-a-Brick wall, bro.
Oh, Don't Stop Believing. That's right.
Don't stop.
I was singing it in my head trying to get to the chorus, and I couldn't remember that part. Because I was like, the title is in one of the chorus lines.
As far as I'm concerned, it's the title of that song is Small Town Girl. Or no.
Small Town Girl.
Yeah, that's it. Jam said, sad, I said, all Canadians say I am high, and nobody said it but me. I'm so lonely. Americans not letting my people be popular. Why? Oh boy.
What?
I don't know what to tell you.
What just happened?
Just don't stop believing.
Don't stop believing.
Do you like 16 Candles?
Is that a movie?
Yeah. You never seen 16 Candles?
I have seen 16 Candles. But
I'm
I've
gonna
only seen
say
it-
your movie license has been your movie knowledge license has been revoked.
I've only seen it once, so I couldn't really speak on it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's a classic, right? I mean, so.
Yeah. I love 16 Candles. Do you like Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
I love Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
We should watch that. That'd be a good movie.
We should. And you can appreciate the Beatles more.
I mean, the Beatles are fine. It's just they don't have
Jalen has
anything
heard
on...
a Beatles song, by the way, guys.
They just don't have anything on the Migos. That's all I'm saying. I mean, am I wrong?
I mean, I would rate the Beatles better than the Migos personally.
So you'd rather listen to the Beatles than the Migos?
I would, yeah.
Wow.
There's only like a couple of Migos songs I listen to regularly, whereas there's like maybe a dozen Beatles songs. that
I can't
listen
even
to.
name a Beatles song.
You can, because you can name the one from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Let's shake. No.
It's what is the chorus of that?
Twist and shout.
There you
Okay.
go. That one I showed you the other day. You should remember that one because he says it.
I don't remember.
Come together.
I don't remember it because it wasn't a good song.
Wow. Guys, I want y'all to remember that. Jalen
Guys,
said,
Migos or
"Come
the
together"
Beatles?
by the Beatles is not.
The
a good
choice
song.
is easy.
Come together right now. Over me.
So why didn't you buy that Yellow Submarine set, Beatles fan?
I don't care about them that much.
Is Yellow Submarine a song they made, or is that just like a thing?
It's a song. So Yellow Submarine is a song, and it's I don't know. They had like a pretty famous music video, I think, that went along with it.
I have to show you. Okay, we're actually gonna leave now. It's 8:30. That's late enough. All right, guys, we're gonna take a little breaky break, and then we are going to be back, I guess, with John Cena. So look out for that.
For sure, bros. It'll be so much fun. We'll talk more Texan nonsense at y'all.
Howdy. All right, guys. So we'll be back. Have no fear. Give us about an hour.